Months?
Oh.
No, that's a lie. I don't know why I just bold-faced lied to you. I've been here for 2 years. I've been here,
Oh my
here for 6
Okay,
months.
okay.
I don't know what I'm doing. Hi, Bill. I don't know if you can hear me over the music. I guess I can.
Hey. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing really well, thanks. Looks like it's gonna be a good meeting today.
I need you to interact because I'm horrible at looking back at the television. So if you have anything to say, just say it.
Hey, that sounds good. Thanks, Lane.
You're welcome. And I'm on realtor time, so I'll give it another couple of minutes. It's still early. Realtors like to straggle in. Not y'all, obviously. You're all very punctual. So tell me something fun. Tell me something good.
I bought a house. Oh.
In Weatherford.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm still an hour away from this office, so.
You'll like Weatherford though.
Oh, yeah.
I lived in Weatherford. I had a house in Springtown 17 years. You'll like it.
We, right now we're in the boonies out in Runaway Bay, so. Which we love, just going to the grocery store and stuff sucks. So I'm ready to be close to down, 10 minutes from Walmart.
I understand the commute. I live in uptown Dallas, so I drive
Oh my
it's
goodness.
like 45 minutes with traffic, sometimes 2 hours.
Yeah.
Super fun. Super fun. I love 35.
Yeah, you never know what 35 in the traffic's gonna be.
No,
Yeah.
sometimes it's hours. And sometimes I show up here at like 10 o'clock. Sorry, guys. I got here as fast as I could. Leave my house at 7 a.m.
And you have to be here every day.
every day. No, I love it. It's when I listen to my podcasts.
Are you from here?
I live in Carrollton, but I'm originally from Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I've been in Texas for like 10 years. So I lived in, when I first moved here, I lived in Addison, then McKinney, then Anna, Texas, very far north. And then I moved to Carrollton because I was like, I cannot live out in the middle of nowhere. Because it was kind of like, there was one grocery store and then that was like about it. Then you had to go to McKinney for anything else.
Well, there's a lot more now.
Yeah, I know, right when we moved, but yeah.
We've got Walmart, that's where I live.
Oh, is that where you live?
I live there now,
Oh, that's so funny.
We've got everything.
Yeah, right when we moved, it was like it started to grow, which was a good investment, the house that we got, because we sold it, yeah.
Oh my
But
God,
I just couldn't do another year there.
it's crazy right now.
Yeah,
I'm
there was
not
a
kidding.
Starbucks, and I was like, of course, as soon as we moved, we get a Starbucks.
Yeah.
We had to go to Berkshire's before to get coffee in the morning, like if we didn't have it at home.
I've been there since '99.
Oh, okay. A long time.
Right,
So you've
yeah.
seen it from like nothing.
There was 1,049 people there when I moved
Wow.
there, and now it's just blowing up.
Yeah, I think there was about 8,000 or 9,000 maybe when we were there.
Yeah. I don't like it. It's like, get out of my town.
Well,
It's
and it
really
was,
small.
yeah, well, that one road where it was one lane and they were widening it, I thought they were gonna make it 2 lanes each way, and all I did was make the lanes wider. I was like, oh my goodness, and all these people here, we need more lanes.
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
Yeah.
I'm looking to try to buy some there. Fields are still a year out. Fields. And I almost, I was looking at Pacesetter homes and I put like $6,000 down in November of 19, and started building and designing, went through everything. Come January, we're like, hey, where's our contract? We need to get that executed. We've already picked electrical, plumbing, paint, everything's done. And our rep would not, she kept stalling me out saying, we'll get it, we'll get it. You know, what's the rush? Well, I mean, I'm giving you $6,000. I want a contract, you know, to start building. And come to find out, she said, give me 1 week and we'll have it executed. I said, okay. A week went by, called her, was like, where's the contract? You know, this is ridiculous. And she sent me a text and said, well, I no longer work there. So she took our money when she was not supposed to.
Oh.
They were
no.
on a sliding scale for selling. So they could only sell so many,
Oh,
right?
my God.
And so like 3 months, right? And so she sent me a text saying, you need to call this guy, he can help you out. And the house that we were building with all the upgrades and everything was like 380. The base was like 325 without upgrades. And then January came, and then February came. And if y'all know anything about the housing market, then, you know, January, February, March 2020, it was crazy. And so ended up calling corporate, telling them, hey, this lady, you know, told me she's not working there. And they told me, well, she took your money and she was selling lots when she wasn't supposed to. And so, you know,
Yikes.
you don't have a house you're building. And I was like, okay, well, what can we do about it? And they're like, well, the house that you wanted has gone up $30,000 since then. And then the 12,000 builder incentives, we never agreed to any of that. So if you want the house now, it's gonna be like 418.
Gives me hives.
And I mean,
It's when you get your return.
if they would, if it would have came to that originally, no problem, you know, I'm good with that. But they weren't willing to do anything. So I said, you know what, just give me my money back. And, you know, I'll give y'all an opportunity to make this right. Really like this house, I want to build it, but I have no problem waiting, going somewhere else. I'll give y'all an opportunity to fix it. They didn't. I sent an email to corporate. Some guy emailed me back saying, well, you know, just putting it all on me. And, well, we never signed a contract, anything like that. Okay. So emailed the other corporate, the main central office out of Canada, I believe it is. And they weren't willing to help. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to Facebook, I'm gonna go to Yelp, I'm gonna go to Better Business Bureau. And I had to light them up. So
That's what it takes.
it was so bad. It was such a horrible experience. So lesson learned, right? You're doing a new build, get the contract executed. It was wild. So we pulled out. I mean, I'm not in a rush to move, but I've been trying to find something in Anna, and they've gone, I mean, 3-bedroom, 1,800 square foot, 340. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, ours was a little tiny, really old house. It was 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, but I mean, it was like real old and yeah, I can't even imagine what that was.
What
It
street
was on
was it
half
on?
an acre. It was right across, well, it was right behind where City Hall was. I don't know if it's, I'm sorry.
Riggins?
It was, okay, so our street was called Harper, but there wasn't actually a sign that said Harper anywhere.
I don't know, so-
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, it's on Harper Street.
Are you looking for property with it? Or
I'm wide open now.
you should
I
look at the
got-
new builds that are going up in Ponder.
Nope, not leaving Anna. I
No,
got 3 kids in school there. They've been there since day one. You know, one's a junior, one's a sophomore. Not about to do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So gotta tough it out.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're gonna find something and pre-existing new build, whatever. I'm in no rush. I pay rent right now, but I've got a 4-bedroom house, like 2,000 square foot. I pay 1,300.
Oh,
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
I'm not moving.
I pay
Listen.
$1,100 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah,
So-
no, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dallas is
The
crazy.
HOA
That's actually
sucks,
cheap
but
for Dallas.
It is.
Big yard.
We paid $400 more for 50 square feet less. But just moving a little bit.
Mhm.
So,
Never again.
never did. Well, who are you? What do you do? I want to
I'm
introduce you to
David.
some of our vendor partners.
Thanks for listening to my sob story. I appreciate it. Brought tacos, please eat them.
They're delicious.
And I work with the Phoenix Group. I do credit restoration for the mortgage industry. I help create homeowners. So being that you guys are new agents, Bill, Juanita, Jose, hi.
Yeah, it's a little misleading. You want to wave at the camera, but
Right.
Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Best day of my life. You guys are gonna get out there and you're gonna be in the trenches. You're gonna be seeing the buyers first. And somebody's gonna come to you one day and say, hey, found the house of my dream. I wanna buy it. First thing you're gonna ask for is a Pre-approval, right? So if they don't have that pre-approval and you send them to a lender and they get denied, what are you gonna do at that point? That's a good answer, kind of, right, self-explanatory. Yeah, so if you're having a buyer denied, whether it's for credit, DTI, student loan issues, my job is to step in, do an analysis, build a game plan for them, and get them qualified for a home. It's the only thing I do. I help people buy houses. So you guys are probably also going to get bombarded with phone calls from people claiming to do credit repair. And does anybody have any experience with it? Anybody ever heard of it? Nothing?
I heard of it.
Heard about it?
I get a lot of the phone calls already.
Right? So, you know, the biggest difference between what I do and what anybody else in this industry across the country, the biggest difference is that I know your industry. I know mortgage. I know what it takes to buy a house. So when you're talking about credit repair, there's a lot of companies out there that do a general dispute. They go and just shotgun a credit report with disputes, hoping to get a deletion. You know, Fairway here would tell you, if they look at a credit report and it's got disputes all over it, that's not a deal. That is an inflated score. They cannot get through underwriting. So when I construct my game plans, I'm looking at their credit score, obviously. If there are things on there that need to be settled, I am not here to make people feel good. They tell me they want to buy a house, show me you're serious. I'll show you how to do it. Not going to be fun, not going to be easy, probably not going to be cheap. $100 didn't get you into this mess, and $100 isn't going to get you out. So sometimes we got to bite that bullet and pay some people back. You want to be very strategic when you're paying off bad debt, though. Sometimes paying those things will actually hurt your credit. You got to be very, very strategic when you're paying off bad debt. So if I can do an analysis with them and figure out a way to get them to the closing table, then we'll talk about moving forward. If I don't see that, then I am not scared to tell them no. It's not going to work for you. But I'm not rude. I can carry a conversation pretty well, and my job is to prepare them. With or without me, they need help. And if I can guide them and tell them what they need to be doing on their own, then that's what I'll do. Bottom line, I want to be an extension of you guys, because like I said, y'all are on the front lines. You're running into these buyers first. You're catching them at an extremely high emotion, right? They're excited, they're ready to go. And then they're going to go to a lender and their heart's going to get broke, right? No, you can't buy a house. Okay, down in the dumps. If we can catch them at that high, and if they get denied, you tell your lenders, hey, let me know if they don't get approved. We need to get them over to David and the Phoenix Group. Because it's instead of saying, no, you can't buy a house, I'll call you back in 6 months and see if you got it fixed. We could say, well, we hit a little roadblock, had to find out. Good news is I know somebody that specializes in mortgage and business finance credit. He can talk with you, tell you exactly what you need to do to buy this house. And again, if I can help them, I will. If I can't, I'm not in the business of wasting time. Give them some advice, send them on their way. A couple things that you guys are probably going to run into is a lot of questions, right? Y'all have to be very careful about what you ask and what information you know from real estate law, right? Trek says, no, can't know this stuff. But people are going to ask you lending questions, credit questions. You need to have an arsenal of people that you can refer to that can take that off your plate. I know you're brand new and it's exciting, and it's not going to be fun for you guys either. This is an exciting, extremely rewarding job y'all are in, and y'all are going to have to earn it. I mean, you know, and it's worth it, every bit of it. But a lot of you guys are going to get some buyers that they don't have money. I mean, two things we can't fight, right? Ignorance and poverty. You know, if they just don't know and they're not willing to learn, we can't teach them. And then poverty, if they don't have the money, they don't have the money. But the other people are going to be ones that are making income. They just got a horrible credit score and they don't know what to do about it. They're going to come to you and ask you questions. What should I do? Send them to your lender, get them pre-qualified. If they don't get pre-qualified, make sure your lender knows about it. Because if he doesn't, I can guarantee he's probably going to use this what if simulator. He has tools, right? It's going to say, hey, go pay off X, Y, and Z, you know, do this. But at the end of the day, it's mediocre stuff that's just going to push that buyer out.
If I can take that person off your plate, put them on a plan, that lets you go and do business with the people that are ready to go. What is it that Jesse always says?
There's a lot.
A million, no, are they able, are they ready?
Ready, willing, and able.
Ready, willing, and able. You're gonna find those people that are ready, willing, and able to do it. A lot of times you're gonna find those people that are ready and willing, but they're not able, right? So I fixed the able part. That's pretty cool. So, but again, if I could take them off your plate and let you focus, you know, you're not gonna have time. Before you know it, you're gonna be doing open houses, you're gonna be showing, you're gonna go to closings, you're not gonna have time to answer these questions. I get paid to answer those questions, right? So if I can make your life easier, make sure you're using me as that resource. Have any questions about credit? Anything that y'all heard that you're just like, hey, I wanna know if this is real? Not really?
Well, can I plus that for a moment? So David came to speak to us, I don't know, a couple of months ago. And it made me realize I have no idea where my credit's at. So I scheduled an appointment, just to kind of see, so I can refer people to him and then also know for myself because I was in a very ignorant place. It was about 30, 45 minutes, our call, and he walked me through my entire credit report, exactly what my husband have incurred debt-wise. Made me feel a lot better. My credit wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was. And we kind of came up with a plan moving forward and really put myself at ease. So something I'd recommend to all of you to do, as well as all of your buyers. So it's super, super, super.
Yeah, and I offer a free analysis, free consultation to anybody that needs it. There's a lot of companies out there that if you want to set up a consultation, $200 for them to go through your credit report and say, this is bad, this is good, this is bad, this is good. One thing, I've been doing this almost a decade. March will make 10 years for me that I've been looking at credit reports. I will completely nerd out on them. And one thing that really gets under my skin about a lot of companies out there is that they are a salesman on a phone selling a product. I'm a credit expert. I know credit inside and out. There's nothing that anybody in any of these other companies will be able to teach me. I know that for a fact. And it's not arrogance. It's just, I've seen it too many times where I get phone calls every day. Oh yeah, I've been through this before. I've tried these other guys. Okay, well, what they tell you they were going to do? They said they were going to send some letters. How'd that work? Right? I mean, there's no real game plan. Everybody does the same thing in this product, in this industry. We actually partner with a law firm that allows us to hold creditors accountable. Basically, at the end of the day, it comes down to, as a consumer, you have a right to know what's on your credit, and you have a right to know that it's 100% true and accurate. These creditors have an obligation to provide you documentation for that. If they can't, they don't have a right to report it. They don't have a right to collect them. So the problem is when these companies go and dispute information, they're doing that with the credit bureau. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Those credit bureaus have no obligation to validate the debt. So they're going to a third party to get answers that has no real obligation to give it to them. So what we're doing is we're going back to the actual creditors, finance companies, collection agencies. We go to Trellis, which is a collection agency for the federal government student loans. We go to LexisNexis, which holds all public records. If y'all get a listing and y'all go to close and title comes back and says, no, you can't sell this property because it has a lien against it for some water softener, then what are you going to do? I mean, it happens all the time. Or, you know, these people, they got solar and they haven't paid it, so there's a lien on the property. You can't sell it. What do? Right? One of the perks about us having an attorney and being that we specialize in mortgage finance is that when those situations come up, I can walk that seller through how to get it resolved. You know, and I can't charge for that. I can't charge them for it, but if it takes me, 15, 20 minutes to explain their situation and they go and fix it and they're able to sell this house and y'all make 10 grand off of commission or 12 or 15 or 20, whatever it is, I'm a rock star at that point. I'm okay with that. So one thing that I will say, and I'll kind of leave it at this, if I've been doing this a long time, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not exclusive with KW, but I love KW's culture. And if y'all don't use me, that's y'all's fault, right? One of my best referral partners down in Austin, her name is Sarah Zapata. Last year was the first full year, January 1 to December 31st, that she was sending every single person that got denied. She closed 15 extra loans last year. She made an extra $200,000 on loans that never would have closed. She made like $450,000 last year. It's her third year in real estate. And she's in Austin. Austin market is probably the hottest market in the world. There's nothing hotter than Austin. And, you know, I think it was November, I sent her 6 people and they were all good to go. Money in the bank, taxes done. They got, you know, bank statements ready to go. They are prepared to buy this house, quick closings. And she already had a couple. I mean, how would you like to make $70,000, $80,000 in a month? That's when it gets fun. But it takes effort. You've got to fill your pipe, right? And you've got to be able to trust me. I get it. I'm not just going to sit here and ask, you know, feed me, feed me, feed me. I got plenty of partners out there that feed me and I do well, but use me as a resource because I reciprocate. You know, if y'all are working the market, you're going to be out in weather. You get a ton. So if you're in Fort Worth and you're on your phone, your geolocation, you type in credit repair, we're #1. We've got like 200 5-star reviews. If you find a bad one, I'll buy you and your whole family dinner wherever you want. Go to the Better Business Bureau. We got like 75-star reviews. Who does that? Who goes to Better Business Bureau to brag on somebody? Nobody, right? So if I get orphans, what I call them, that are not referrals, that call me up and I know that y'all work that area. I mean, why wouldn't I feed you, right? I do a ton of business. I probably close more loans than any loan officer or real estate agent through what we do. I think this year I'm probably going to do, well, maybe not. This year I'm probably going to do 250 clients helped in home purchases. That's all across the country, though. So, you know, y'all are going to run into it. The best piece of advice I could tell you about finding out who needs me and who doesn't, talk to your lenders. Make sure you trust your lenders and make sure that they know that if this person gets denied, I've got a guy that's going to help them. I need to know about it. Don't just send them off into the world. Don't just give them some, you know, low-level advice and say, we'll call them back in 6 months. I will weed them out for you. I will determine which ones are serious and which ones aren't. And the ones that aren't, hey, I'm going to give them those warm fuzzies. I'm going to give them some real advice, send them on their way. If they're serious, they're going to get it done and they're going to come back. You know, and for the ones that are ready to go right now, we're going to get them in this program. If they follow my instruction, they will buy a house. I do not miss. It's 100% closing ratio. If they follow the rules and stick to the game plan, they will buy. Just a matter of time.
You'll have to start building your vendor referral list, and David is one that you definitely need in your arsenal. So where can we find you? Do you have?
So Facebook, right, is really, really cool. I put a lot of good content out there, and it's not just hey, you know, follow my page, this and that. But I put out some content that is relevant to home buying. If you look up
Super
David
helpful
Rodriguez,
information about
credit
student
expert,
loans.
yeah, I mean, and that one kind of blew up. Had a ton of shares, a lot of people liked it, comment, whatever. But I put out some relevant content that y'all can share and get y'all some exposure to. I'm big about building the partnership. So if y'all are out there and making a post and you got, you know, open house or check out my listing, I'm big about liking, sharing, commenting. When you close, I'm going to share it, say, hey, congratulations. You know, we got a lot of followers. We got a lot of people that look at our stuff and we want to, anything that we can do to build y'all's brand, we're all about it. You know, this is teamwork. You know, I'm not going to be able to eat without y'all's business. And, you know, I'm going to help y'all eat better through mine. So, you know, the business card I got there, that's my office line. If each of you would, just shoot me an email. Give me your contact information. I will text y'all my digital business card. That way you've got it in your phone. David Rodriguez, credit expert. So let me know what I can do for you guys. Eat some tacos.
Yes.
Bill, why aren't you here? I know you would be doing some damage to these tacos.
Oh, I know it. I know it. I want to make a comment and let you know that I had got your information about 2 weeks ago and gave it to a friend of mine that needed credit repair. And 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was helping him, and everything turned out really good. He had nothing but good things to say. So yeah, you
What's
guys did a
his
great job.
name?
Carlos Rojas.
Okay. Okay, I have to look through my list. But I mean, I talk to a million people a day. But yeah, well, I'm glad. Treat everybody with respect and they tend to respect you back, right?
Exactly.
And that, I'm glad you mentioned that. One thing that I will say is if you guys do make a referral, the best way, the highest close percentage way to get somebody to me is to make an email introduction, right? Send me an email, attach them on it, give me their phone number. Make sure it's okay with them. Talk to them, say, hey, I'm gonna send you an email, attach David on it. Is it okay if I give them your number? They say, okay, shoot me an email, make that introduction. What I will do is I will reply all to it. That way y'all are informed, and I will set up a first meeting with them. So my first call is usually 20-25 minutes. I'll hear about their situation. I'll explain what I do. If after that, it makes sense for us to move forward, then we'll get a credit report, do a consultation. My consultations are about 2 hours long. So it's a lot, it's very in-depth. But I talk, I'm pretty upfront, I'm pretty direct with people, because when people call me, there's 3 things they really want to know that they don't know they want to know. What do you do? Can you really help me? What's it cost? So my first conversation is about talking about that. I'm going to tell you what I do. I'm going to tell you whether or not I can help, what I'm looking for, and I'm going to scare you a little bit with the cost. It's not cheap. This is not a $100 a month program. Most people that use this are usually spending somewhere between $1,500 and $2,500. But people think, man, that's a lot for credit repair. I mean, if I told you it was $10,000 today and you could buy a house tomorrow, would you do it? Yeah. Okay. Well, look at it like that. Look at it as an investment, because no matter what it is, if I can get you from not qualified to approved, can you put a price on that? And I mean, between us, if they're not in the position to spend $1,500, $2,000 on fixing their situation, are they really in a position to buy out?
Ready, willing, and able.
They're not able. They're ready and willing, but they're not able. So, and I'm not here to get people's pockets. I'll break it up for them. I'll put them on a payment plan. I understand. I mean, at the end of the day, the worst thing I could do to somebody is hurt them financially. If I'm the reason that they're, sitting down at the end of the month wondering who's not going to get paid, obviously we're going the wrong direction. I mean, we've all been there, right? Like, oh, ain't paying that this month. So I remember my first credit card, I got it right out of high school. So then I explained it like this. Somebody sent me a piece of plastic, told me I can go and get stuff. Guess what I did at 19 years old? I went and got all the stuff. And then they sent me a piece of paper asking for money. And I'm like, what's money? Ain't got none of that. So, I wasn't born with perfect credit. It took me some hard work to get to where I'm at. But, I'm here for people. Whatever I can do to help and whatever I can do to boost y'all's business and make y'all a lot of money. That's what it's about. Do good work, just make all the money in the world, right? Any other questions, Bill, Jose, Juanita?
Hey, can you leave a couple of business cards with Lane so I can get them from him?
Sure can. I'll get it to you, Bill. I
Thank
got a
you.
stack here.
And like I said, look me up on Facebook. It's David Rodriguez, credit expert. That's my business page. You can find my regular page there. I do some on my business page, but mainly my personal page. But yeah, like, follow, share, comment. I'll do the same for y'all.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for coming today. Thanks for bringing us tacos.
Yeah, no, please eat them all. There's gonna be some leftovers,
Just
obviously.
a couple leftovers.
There's only like 50 there. All right, guys, well, y'all take care. Have a good meeting.
Thank you, thank you. Well, first off, I just wanted to congratulate you all for taking this time and investing in yourself and your business. This is one of the most important steps that you can make for yourself. So congratulations. And I wanted to set some ground rules. Sumit, why don't you come over and be a part of the group? I want this to not be like a teacher thing. I want it to be a conversation. So please talk. It's going to be a lot more fun for y'all and a lot more fun for me. This is actually an open dialogue, and I don't just redo the red things on my script, so
Don't mind me.
you help yourself.
Don't mind me.
So I am going to read a little bit, but first, does anybody have any questions? Is there anything that anybody just really wants to make sure we cover today? Any
Don't even know
expectations?
what we're covering, so.
Cool, well, I get to do the fun part. I get to do the mindset part, the why before the what. I'm here to kind of get y'all hyped up about the rest of the time, and then the other 11 instructors are going to teach you the meat and potatoes of how to sell real estate and all those fun things. But mine is the fun part. Mine is the cheerleading class that I get to do. So thank you for letting me do that. So first question here is, have you achieved your financial goals through your career so far? I'm assuming, since we're all pretty new, the answer is no, but I'm gonna let y'all answer that.
No.
I would say no.
So what's the one thing that can make real estate agents more successful than others? Any guesses?
Knowledge.
Yeah, I'd say learning more
Learning?
in the training.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So the answer is lead generation. So you're not in the real estate business, you're in the lead generation business, and that's something that gets harped on again and again and again. You are selling houses, of course, but you can't do that without a full pipeline. So the thing that you need to make sure is you need to have the pipeline full, and not just full for today, full for the next 6 months, year down the line, because great, you got a deal today, you're really excited, but if you haven't been lead generating throughout that deal, what's gonna happen in 30 days? You're not gonna have a deal to close. So you need to make sure that that pipeline is full every step of the way. So every, after your closing, you've got the next closing ready. And then the next closing. So we've got that full pipeline. And why don't all agents just lead generate? If it's that easy, why isn't everyone doing that?
They don't know how, they're lazy.
Lead generation is simple, but it's not easy, right? So we talk the big game. I'm pointing to this board because we just had a lesson on it. I thought it was still there, but I erased it. So the way that you can make $100,000 in 1 year, we break that down in our career nights, and it's 12 two-way conversations once a day, 5 days a week, which sounds really easy. And yet no one does it. It's simple math that we can't unprove, that if you want to make $100,000 your first year in real estate, you've just got to have 12 two-way conversations about real estate a day. And that'll help build your pipeline. And it has to be, purposeful conversations. It can't just be, hi, how's it going? Like you need to, talk about yourself, talk about your business, talk about what you've got coming up, what you can offer them. If you don't have value to offer someone, they
Wait,
can't.
12 a day?
12 a day,
Okay.
12 a day, 60 a week. So if you hit 60 a week, if you want to do 60 in 1 day and not work any of the rest of the week, that's great too. But you could always do more, make $200,000, do 120 two-way conversations. The math just keeps going on and on. But what I want to stress to you is not the numbers. It's you've got to be purposeful with your lead generation time. I'm not even reading the script anymore. I'm just kind of going off on a tangent. I think we hit on it later. But the one thing that Gary Keller says that makes a successful real estate agent is your ability to follow a schedule. And I believe it's on here somewhere. If it isn't on your schedule, it doesn't exist. So I set my lead generation time according to Gary's model, which is 9 to 12 every single day. If any of you have heard or read The One Thing, that's kind of the model that it teaches. But my time is from 9 to 12. So during that time, my door's closed. I've got paper over it. I usually have a sign that says I'm doing my one thing. And this is when I'm lead generating. So my lead generation looks a little bit different than y'all's because I'm lead generating for real estate agents and you're lead generating for real estate. But it's the same concept. I'm making cold calls. I'm asking real estate agents for referrals. I'm working every angle that I can, and that's the same thing.
Okay, so I feel like lately, I've been looking for FSBOs and expireds and stuff, because I don't know about how long y'all been here. I know you're like super brand new.
Yeah.
But I've been here for like a month and a half. So I'm trying to learn the ropes of all that, but I feel like, and I'm like, it's in our 30, 60, 90, it's 3 hours a day of lead generating. Okay, but is that 3 hours a day of just cold calling, or is that like including everything you need to do to find these people? Because I
That is
feel
a
like
great
that's
question.
the terrible part, is finding them.
So a big part of your lead generation time is preparing for your lead generation
Okay.
time. So when you go into it, you know exactly who you're going to call. If you've got your 3 hours time blocked and you spend an hour and a half of it setting up your list, that's great, but the other hour and a half, you've got to be super, super diligent, and it's taking time away from yourself. You're cheating
But the
yourself.
phone call, I feel like takes maybe 5 minutes. Like the prep for it takes, maybe I do it wrong, it takes me a whole freaking day. Well, because then I'm like adding them to my database and
So
if they reply.
so adding them to your database is something that you definitely need to do. The way I do it is I have my list on one screen and I've got my database open here. And as I'm making the phone calls, I'm putting it directly into my database. So as I'm on the phone, I've got my little AirPods in and I'm typing in all the notes the entire time we're talking. Because if you're not purposeful with your follow-up, that's another problem. Your database has to be full with all the information that they need and the information for the follow-up. Because if you call them back and you get their name wrong, or you say, hey, your dog Skip, how's that doing? I don't have a dog named Skip, and I don't know who Skip is. You've got to make sure that your notes don't get messed up. And I made the mistake when I first started, I guess room for growth, but I was taking all of my notes in a notebook.
That's what I do. I write
That-
way easier than I can type.
Worked really well until it didn't, and I lost my notebook, and all of my notes were gone. And Jesse said, well, were they in command? Were they in your database? Well, no, I haven't put them in there yet. Why not? And now they're gone. So that's something that I really want to stress to you. If it's not in your system,
It's not like
where
this.
is it? It's in a notebook that could get eaten by a dog or lost in a car crash, which is what happened to me, or get thrown into a fire. So I don't know how I got to that point, but the main thing I wanted to stress to you is your lead generation time is super important, and that 9 to 12, that's your time. And that is lead generation time. That's not buyer, a buyer calling you. You've got to treat that like it's an appointment with yourself. Like I said, the listings and everything, that's great, but if you don't have something in your pipeline for 30 days from now, we're gonna have a stressful 30 days from now. So when someone calls and says, hey, I need you to walk my cat or something. No, I'm actually in an appointment right now. I can help you out at 12:30. And that's what I say, because it is an appointment, except for today. Because we're doing this today, which is way more fun. And I didn't replace, I moved it. So my lead generation time today is gonna happen from 1 to 4. So that's another thing. If for some reason something really comes up and you have to do it, don't replace it. You've got to just move it somewhere else. You don't want to cheat yourself. You don't want to cheat your business. And something that you can do is, things happen. We get it. But if you want to be successful, this is the way you have to do it.
I was putting my contacts in, and it says, is the lead, you check it, add it to your pipeline. You keep saying pipeline, it says add it to your pipeline, but what is your pipeline? What is that? Is that a program that it adds it to?
Yeah. So
Or
your
is-
pipeline, we'll go into this a little bit more down the line. I think Find Your Buyer, I think will tell you about it. But
Okay.
you've got basically in command, it's got opportunities, and you can drag the little card through the pipeline. So I can't remember the exact steps, but it's, setting appointments, appointment schedules, contracts, and you just move it down the funnel.
Okay.
And it's a really fun way to see how much you've got. You can see it financially. You can attach a number to it, how much that card is worth. You can see how much money is in your pipeline, where they're at in the stage. So I've got $100,000 waiting to close, or so you can see it and move it down the funnel, and it updates automatically.
Okay. So do you add all of your contacts to the pipeline, or just when you get a contract?
I would add all of your contacts. Well, not to the pipeline. You'll add it to a lead, of course. It'll be, but so, and Diana does a Tech Tuesday every single Tuesday. That's something that she can help you with as well. She actually takes your contact database, wherever it is, it's an Excel spreadsheet or your cell phone or wherever, and she helps you get it in command. So if that's something you need help with, she'll help you with that.
I got that in command already.
Well, perfect.
just
You're a
have to
step ahead.
Update everything because I didn't realize that when I switched companies and I had downloaded it directly from my computer, it actually wiped all my emails out of my computer.
Oh,
So when I came here, I didn't have the emails. I had everything but emails, no emails for anybody.
That's my thing, is like, I don't have a lot of people's, obviously my phone, like I just have their phone numbers. I need to go dig for that.
I started calling every single one of them saying,
So,
I'm updating.
Yeah,
my
and then I'm like,
contacts
I
on your
don't
email."
have time for that, because I have to lead generate.
but that's a
And I
great way
have
to
to
help lead
sleep.
generate and remind, so part of your contact lead generation is reminding them that you're in real estate. It's the 36 touches a year. That's a great touch where you're just calling, hey, how's it going? Hey, you know what? I need to update my contacts database. Can you remind me your email? I want to send you the monthly neighborhood nurture. I've got this great tool of value for you. Would you like to see what's going on in your neighborhood? I'd love to send it to you along with my newsletter. What's your email? That's a great touch. That's actually a really good problem to have, and it makes your job a lot easier.
I like it, but
It
I
makes-
feel like a lot of my friends that are like in my phone have moved to California, or they've moved here, and I don't think they're moving back.
Well, you don't think, but you never know unless you stay in contact with them.
There's a lot of people from California coming to Texas.
And we've got an
And
amazing
Colorado.
referral network, so if they are moving to California, you can refer them to an agent in California and make that money without doing much work.
Do we have any agents in El Paso?
I'm sure we do. I would be
Okay, so
100% sure.
I'm
that
gonna
we
have
do.
to look one up. My daughter's coming back from Korea, and
Yes,
she's getting stationed in El Paso this time. And she buys a house every place she gets stationed.
good for her. Good for her. Yes, we have an excellent referral network, and that's something that Diana or myself can help you with.
Okay,
We'll show you exactly how to find those agents and how to refer them out.
that's wonderful. I'll be talking to you after.
Yes. So I think I hit all of them. The next page was, you're in the business of lead generation. So yes, you're in sales, but like I said, you're in the business of lead generation. But Gary Keller, co-founder of our company, says you're actually in two businesses in this order. One, the business of lead generation, and then two, the business of real estate. He also says to change your mindset to focus on being of service, energy, enthusiasm, and a deeply rooted belief in doing the best job possible for each and every customer attracts people to you. So if you call and you're monotone and you say, hey, my name's Brooke, I'm in real estate. How's it going?
And I hate my job.
Yeah, no, they're gonna be like, cool, why are you calling me? You've got to make sure that you're offering value to them every single time, whether it's just, I've got this really amazing app that I'd love for you to check out and give me your opinion on, or I want to send you my monthly neighborhood nurture so you can stay on top of what's going on in your market, see, you know, what your house should be worth. These are all amazing tools that we have to offer. And it's really important that you offer something each time. Because if you're not offering any value, they're not going to remember you. They don't care. You know, the average person, Thomas always says, has about 2 real estate agents in mind every single time they go to buy a house. There's about 1 million real estate agents out there. So you've got to secure your spot in their mind as one of those 2 real estate agents. And the best way to do that is to follow that 36 touch plan. Make sure that you're reaching out to them and doing it purposely, whether it's a pop by or a client event or a birthday call on their birthday, that goes a long way. So making sure that you are being purposeful with your business. Now, a really fun question I get to ask is, did everyone do their homework for today? Did you know that there's homework?
Videos?
Yes.
Yes, I actually did.
Oh, wow. The answer is always no. So congratulations. Nobody ever knows that there's homework. So that's what I'm going to go over now. But you watched the videos?
Yeah, I watched them a few days ago though.
Okay.
Wait,
Well,
all these?
Yeah, these little ones.
yes. So, well, that's your
No,
homework for the
what if-
entire.
We already have stuff like that stuff set up.
Yes, a lot of it you've already got set up. So this is, you know, what you have to have set up by this point. So if you've already got it set up, great. But some of it's also like watching the videos to prepare for class and doing that. So I figured no one had done it yet. I prepared for that, and we're going to show you how to get there. So on KW Connect, this is a great tool for you all to know as well. KW Connect has just about any single resource that you could ever look up, ever. So let's say you want to make a listing presentation, you could type that in here and they've got like 1 million different resources for you to watch. This is like an encyclopedia of real estate knowledge that a lot of people aren't taking advantage of. So anytime somebody comes to me with a question, I always ask, have you looked it up on KW Connect yet? So that's a really fun place to start. And then, of course, I'm always going to help you whether you've looked at it or not. But- So once you get here, just type in Ignite. My vision is horrible. I think I spelled that correct. So here where it says Ignite, you'll go to course materials. And then student resources, unless you want to look at the instructor resources, I guess you can. And then you'll see all of this fun stuff here. But here where it says Power Session 1 mission, you'll click on that. That's your homework for the day. So you'll go for each thing before. So I think it says to do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays before class, but. And here it is. So you'll go through the videos. They're all links. So welcome to Ignite with Gary Keller. Since no one's watched that, we'll just watch this really quick as a super quick intro. And then we won't watch the other videos because they're kind of long, but they're here if you want to go back and watch them. I strongly suggest it.
Hi, I'm Gary Keller. This course will allow you to get off to a fast start you can build on. Because if you repeated the principles every 90 days for a year, believe me, you have a blessed first year. And just as important, you would have built the foundation and momentum for your entire career. It is practical, realistic, and easy to apply. It's about the fundamentals that determine your level of success in the business of real estate. From our research with top agents, we have found that they too started their careers with these fundamentals, and they continue to do them along with their teams to this very day. And it's not hard. It just requires a little focused effort, a few hours every day. Now, there is really just one way to achieve the goal of generation. Other skills are important, yet without leads to work with, your skills won't mean a thing. Dealing with business never takes precedence over what? Finding business. Never. Research shows that top producing agents make lead generation their #1 priority and the one thing they make sure they always get done. You can do this. And when you do, you will get the leads, the relationships, the experiences, the career, and the income that you want and deserve. Go get them and good luck.
So something he said there that I think is super important is to start with. Oh, okay. Oh, I will do that in a moment, Juanita, share his information. And I have his business cards here as well, so I'll make sure it gets sent out to everybody after. And also, I'm really bad about checking the chat, so if anybody has anything to say, please just shout it out. I will not be offended by you interrupting me ever. So something he said is dealing with business should never come before finding your business. Oh, what was that?
What is dog?
Just a dog. Okay, cool. So let's say you're in your 9 to 12 lead generation time and it's 11 o'clock. You're on a roll. You've already set 4 appointments for the day. You're a rock star. You're feeling great. And then a buyer calls. One of your buyers that you've already been working with and said, I want to go see this house. That's great. I'm in an appointment right now. Can I call you back at 12:30 and we'll get that all set up for you? No one's ever going to be upset that you're not doing it right that moment because you're in an appointment. They don't know what appointment it is. You don't have to tell them it's an appointment with yourself. Just tell them that it's an appointment. You could be dealing with your child at the doctor or whatever. They don't need to know. They don't need to know. It's just an appointment. So that's something that's really important. So you watched the 6 personal perspectives video. Which one was the one that resonated the most with you? I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit and you don't have to answer.
It's been a couple days since I watched it, so I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't know.
That's okay.
Sorry.
As we're going through them, if one just really jumps out at you,
Okay.
let me know. But this says here, the 6 personal perspectives will be brought up again and again in Ignite because they're the foundation of the KW mindset, and we're going to go over it. So the first one is commit to self-mastery. Does anybody have a guess as to what that means?
Maybe know what works best for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to read it here. The possession of great knowledge, skills, and habits that make you the master of you. So when someone is committed to self-mastery, you know your goals. That's a really important thing. Know what you want to hit. Know your strengths and your weaknesses, which that's something that they discuss a lot in coaching. And then also know how to work with both your strengths and weaknesses. Seek and master the necessary knowledge, skills, and habits to reach your goals. Throughout Ignite, you'll be acquiring the skills and developing habits to be successful, moving you towards self-mastery. The second is the 80-20 principle. Has anyone heard of the 80-20 principle? So 20% of your revolt, I always get this backwards because I'm dyslexic. 20% of your actions lead to 80% of your results. It's one of the, it's so book the one thing, it talks all about this, but it's the principle, Pareto. He's an Italian philosopher. But this is all about maximizing your results and getting the most from your time and effort. So really being purposeful with your actions and not just sitting in a room from 9 to 12 and drinking your coffee and scrolling through Facebook and maybe making a phone call every 10 minutes. Really being purposeful, having that list already set up, who you're going to call. Go into your 9 to 12 with a game plan. 80-20 principle. That's probably one of my favorites. I've actually given a lot of teaching moments about the 80-20 principle and had a conference on it. It's really fun. Move from E to P. So this is move from entrepreneurial to purposeful. The typical kind of graph of somebody who's entrepreneurial is, they do well, it looks like an M almost, but they keep hitting a ceiling of achievement because they don't have anywhere to go up. You can attain a certain level of success by utilizing your natural abilities, but expect to hit a ceiling at some point. Wouldn't you like to achieve even greater success and break through that ceiling? So being purposeful breaks you through your ceiling up. I'm just gonna mute you. Feel free to unmute if you need to. So Ignite's not only designed to help you start your business, but it's going to help you grow your business. So something that we say is, we're going to help you ignite your business in 30 days, but also for past agents, we're going to help you reignite your business. So this is something you can take again and again and again and again. I definitely suggest taking it once a year. I don't feel like this class is being utilized enough by our agents that have been in the business for so long, but you're going to hear from some amazing teachers throughout these 30 days, 12 classes, 30 days. We've got top producing agents in our markets that are going to be teaching you exactly what they're doing, how they're pricing listings, how they're winning with buyers, how they're winning with sellers. And this is something that we don't always have the same teachers each time. So, maybe the teacher that's teaching Win the Seller isn't the teacher for you, but come again, come in 2 months, come in a year, come back and see what else we have to offer, because you're going to get something new from it every single time. Step 4 kind of goes with that. Make being learning-based the foundation of your action plan. So a learning-based individual is someone who's made the decision to use effective learning as the foundational piece for their action. Basically show up. It's kind of what we're talking about here, but Ignite is the starting point of you being a learning-based individual. It's constantly wanting to learn more. It's constantly growing. It's asking questions. It's showing up. It's coming to your coaching meetings every Friday. It's, coming to Ignite or Tech Tuesday, constantly seeking out more information. Keller Williams has so much to offer. It's exhausting. You're going to get really overwhelmed because we're going to throw a lot at you. Bro, you already know. You've been here a month and a half, and
Yeah, it's a lot.
it's a lot to
It's
soak
like
up.
trying to drink from the fire hose.
Mhm. And it comes at you from every single direction. I'm throwing things at you. Diana's throwing things at you. Thomas and Julian are throwing things at you. You've got Jesse up here teaching lessons. Like, you're going to have a million people teaching things at you. Just every now and then try to grab one and expand on it. And maybe follow up with the teacher after and say, hey, I really like what you said here. Let's talk a little bit more about that. And they're always going to want to schedule 30 minutes and talk to you a little bit more about that. So being purposeful with your education, because we're not always going to come to you. You've got to sometimes come to us as well. We're here, the resources are here, you have to seek them out. Step 5, this is my favorite. Remove your limiting beliefs. I have a lot of them. Being a young person, I've told myself over and over and over again that I can't be a successful trainer and recruiter because I am so young. And that's not true. In order to successfully develop at a higher level, you need to clear your mind of these limiting beliefs. And I don't want to read anymore. So somebody read the first bullet.
I have to be an expert and know everything before I can begin my business. I'm not valid yet.
Validity. That's something that I struggle with a lot. I feel like I'm not valid because I don't have a proven track record of success. That's completely untrue. You just haven't done it yet. So what you need to do is tell yourself that you can, Like I said, this is the hippy dippy trippy mindset part. This is all about making yourself feel good and realizing that you can do the things that you want to set out for. So what are y'all's limiting beliefs?
The same exact thing. I mean, we're brand new.
Yeah, we don't know it yet.
Yet.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And here's a fun tip. Pretend like you do, and no one will question it. If you're confident and your answer, obviously don't say anything that could get you in trouble. Like, don't confidently say the wrong answer about a contract question. That's something that will help you with. A great answer is, you know, I'm brand new in real estate. Let me actually find the best resource and I'll get back to you. But other than that, be confident in your responses. Don't let on that you're a brand new agent and they won't know. And they won't care. They're not going to ask you. I would say most of the time, they're not going to ask how long you've been in the business unless, you know, you look like me and you're 12 years old. Then you might get a question about it, but that's something that, you know, you won't get asked very often. So how would you turn the first limiting belief into something that is positive, into an unlimiting belief that will fuel your success?
Focus on what you can do instead of what you can. I mean, being new, you probably have also some things you can bring to the table. You're up to date on all the training. You have all the time in the world for clients.
Yes. So that's something that every time you've got that voice in the back of your head that says that you cannot do something, you've got to remind it that you've got a million things that you can offer and you need to focus on this. I really like this one that says, because I'm in the business will come to me naturally. I don't need to devote 3 hours each day to lead generation. To consistently have business, I will have to consistently go after it, and I cannot afford to miss 3 hours of lead generation. It's my future. So this is something that will come to you. If you're purposeful about I'm going to harp on the 3 hours a day because it's super important. But if you're purposeful about your 3 hours each day, it becomes an addiction. It becomes something that you need to have in order for you to complete your day. It's to the point where, like, if I miss my lead generation time, I'm stressed out. Like, I've got to go through. I've got to hop on. I've got to make the calls. I've got to be purposeful about my time because it's something I love doing. It's gotten past the dread and the scary and all the negativity, and it's something that I love doing and constantly seek out now. So you just got to get to that part. It takes, 7 weeks or something to build a habit. I don't know the exact number. 87% of statistics are made up. So it takes so long to build this habit. You've just got to do it, and you've got to be purposeful about it. Purposeful is something that we stress a lot here, and I'm sure it's on the wall. I love this wall. I come to it a lot. Something that they might have you do at a later time is point to something on the wall that you really enjoy doing. But we'll get there. So it says allow students a few minutes to work on this activity. We did it together. I like doing things together. I'm not going to give you a few minutes to write down things. We'll just talk. And the last 6 personal perspectives is be accountable. Accountability is the first and foremost an attitude and approach to your entire life. An accountable person says everything in my life is a result of my choices and my actions. I own my life. So the definition of success that has been harped on over and over again here at Keller Williams is a successful person makes good choices, and not, like moral good choices. I'm not telling you what is a good choice that way, but makes a good choice with your business, sets out and does your 3 hours of business. So we'll talk about the calendar a little bit later, but you stick to your calendar, you time block, you make your choices, and you don't just say, oh, you know what, it's 10:30, I'm done for the day, I'm gonna go get breakfast. Have your breakfast before your lead generation time, and then go get lunch. Reward yourself. I'm a big fan of rewarding myself when I've done well in my lead generation time. So if I've set like 4 appointments in one sitting, I'm gonna go do something fun. I'm gonna go get coffee with a friend. I'm gonna go do something exciting, because at that point, I've been locked in a room for 3 hours talking to nobody that wants to like talk to me back. So I've got to go refill my energy. I am a people person. I'm an extrovert. I need to be surrounded by people. I feed off of energy. So often I like to go over to the productivity coaching office and see who's in there that I can suck energy out of. So that's something that I like to reward myself with as well. It's all about not dreading it. If you dread it, it's not gonna be fun, you're gonna hate it, it's gonna be 3 hours miserable, and then the rest of your day is just set up for sadness. So be accountable, and be positive. That's not something that's in here. I'm gonna add a 7th personal perspective, and that's gonna be positive, because that's something that if you're not enjoying it, go do something else. If you hate it, why are you here? It can't just be about money. If you're only in this for money, you're not going to be successful. So you've got to actually enjoy it. You've got to want to help people, and the money is something that comes after. Money's great. Money's great. Money's great for the good that it can do. So keep that in mind. Okay. Ooh, this is a fun one. So I'm on page 14. I'm sorry, I haven't been telling page numbers, but you've begun an exciting journey towards sparking your business and attaining your dreams. You're not simply a student or a learner, and Ignite, you're a capper in training. Does everybody know what a capper is at Keller Williams? We've all talked about commission splits and caps. So once you've capped, you no longer pay commissions, you get 100% of your commission. So you are all cappers in training. That's what this course is to get. 30 days to get you to cap. Of course, you're not going to cap in 30 days, but 30 days to give you the foundation to cap. So it says here, what type of capper and training will you be in Ignite? The prisoner has to be there, doesn't want to be there, doesn't know why they're there. They don't engage, they spend time in class catching up with emails, they escape by spending time in the hole on their phone, they hold on to beliefs, multitask on their computer, pick fight with trainer if they don't agree. If you're one of those, I can help you if you want to be helped, but it doesn't sound like you want to. The vacationer, a day in training is better than a day on the job. This is something that we see a lot here, people hiding out in the training room. Yes, be purposeful with your education, and go sell real estate, because the learning comes with time. Don't come to every single class. If you're here Monday through Friday just soaking up education, that's great, but at some point you've got to actually get out there and do it. I am a leadership member of the Market Center. I'm gonna push so many classes at you, you're gonna get text messages and emails from me all the time. It's gonna make it sound like it's the most amazing class in the world. But maybe you don't need information on water rights right now. Don't come. And that's the only time I'm ever gonna play these conferences. The rest of my job is I'm pushing the classes of the markets. But keep it in the back of your head, you've got to be purposeful with your time. You are in the business of lead generation and selling real estate, and you've got to be purposeful about what you do each day. So come to a class every now and then. Come to something that you are really interested in, or something that maybe you don't have any information about and you want to know more that will be helpful to you in your business. Don't come there with a full house. We've got so much education here, there's always going to be something. So don't be the vacationer. They spend as much time chatting as they do listening. They're there to have fun, and they distract the class with irrelevant comments. They return late from breaks. They're not purposeful. OMG spends the day on their smartphone texting and checking Facebook. Don't try to put OMG in my lesson plan. They did, and they aren't paying attention. So far, none of you are being the vacationer, so congratulations. I'd like to think you're all being the explorer. You're excited and curious. You ask questions. You listen attentively. I'm not going to read all of these. You know what it is. Hopefully you all are set out to be the explorer. Okay. So several things are going to make this course a huge victory for you. You need to do the missions. There is, gotta do your homework. Be purposeful about your time, be purposeful about coming to class. They're going to record your numbers every single day, and we're going to get to that in a moment, but they're going to write out on the board. They're supposed to hold you accountable and record your numbers every single day. Okay, we'll get there in a second. Expectations for this power session.
So you're wanting us to do our homework before?
Yes, so before class, not necessarily the morning before class, unless you want to. But like the day before.
Okay.
And it shouldn't take long. So your pre-class mission is typically you're 10-4, which we'll get to in a minute, but it's making 10 phone calls, sending out 10 letters and previewing 4 houses a week. So we're gonna hold you accountable. We're gonna say, how many phone calls did you make yesterday? How many contacts did you add to your database? How many letters did you write? And did you go preview any houses? Right now, with our current level of inventory, the previewing houses thing is not as possible. I mean, we're noticing a little bit more of an increase in inventory, but. And you're an independent contractor, we're not gonna like lash you 10 times the wet noodle if you don't do this. We're just here for you. So,
The question.
yes. Please don't
So
drink coffee.
there are, is that coffee?
Mhm.
Oh,
It sure is iced coffee.
this whole time I thought it was iced tea and I'm like, I don't see
This is iced coffee. I drink a lot of these today.
it. Good for you. I would too. Okay, so, are we or are we not supposed to, like, I have houses that are being built in my area.
Mhm.
So I went and did like a little video, which I'm gonna put up hopefully today if I get the video cleaned up. But I have, I did a little video of the community that's being built, how close it is to the new arena that just went in, and it's right across the street from the school and,
Yeah.
4 blocks from the post office and police department thing. So I'm good, was gonna put that on there. I mean, those houses are being sold by somebody else.
Yeah.
So as long as I don't have their sign in it,
Right.
right, then
You're-
it's okay.
Perfect. Yes.
So, okay, that's what I needed to knock out of it is, I realized when I was looking it over that I scrolled across one of their signs and I went. So now I have to take that out. So delete that and see if I can clean it up a little bit.
Those houses, going and looking at models and making those videos, that's something that somebody from Perry Homes actually is just talking about. They love when you come preview houses. They love when you do a video and say, hey, I'm at Perry Homes with, I think her name was Karen. But look at this amazing model, and they do like a little walkthrough. Everybody loves looking at pretty houses. Nobody doesn't like looking at pretty houses. So that's a great way for people to reach out to you and say, I want more information about this.
Well, these aren't even completed, so I actually went through because, actually went through because I was showing them, the way they did the studs. I mean, they doubled everything, they actually did a much better job than most people do, because my dad was a contractor.
Yeah.
He was a builder, so we grew up on the builder side of it. And so I was actually critiquing what great products they used and how they reinforced everything and how they insulated everything.
That's awesome.
So, and of
No,
course,
that-
how big all the rooms were and everything too.
No, that's amazing. So you're gonna post that today?
If I get it cleaned up today, then it'll post today. If not, it'll be posted in the morning.
What would get in the way?
So,
Of you doing
I don't, well, it just depends because I've got a meet the teacher, this evening. So I gotta get it cleaned up, finish this class, get it cleaned up, meet the teacher, and I still haven't done a rabbit board today yet. So
Your rabbit
maybe,
barn?
yeah, I raised rabbits also.
I used to show rabbits.
That's what I'm doing. I'm raising pet and show quality. So the
Fun.
ones that aren't show quality are considered pet quality.
Mhm.
So that's just our hobby.
I
Even
love
though
that. That makes me really happy.
Yeah, even though we have 50 rabbits in there and 23 are bred for Christmas. Oh my God. So,
Wow, you've got a lot of rabbits on your hands.
and we hold every one of them every day.
I'm coming to your house and playing with rabbits.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I used to love rabbits.
We get up at 5 o'clock every morning, so we can do that.
That's a great like hit of dopamine. Just hang out with rabbits every morning.
It is. Then I have to get a shower because I always have hair, because
Yeah.
tis the season.
And they're probably
Yeah.
white, huh? For sure.
Actually, I have different colors. I mean, I have the white, the broken colors, Dutch, and you name it.
It's 50, so.
Yeah.
I
I have sections. These are the,
Yeah.
these are the mini lots, these are the Dutch, these are the mini Rex, these are the Holland lots, and these are the ones that weren't show quality that are going for pets. Then some of them we just kept because they're just too sweet.
I love that.
So that's the ones that get to run around the barn.
So how long do you think it's gonna take to clean up your video?
Shouldn't take me that long. I just have to figure out how to do it because I haven't done one that I've had to cut things out, So gonna learn how to do that without butchering.
I think you're gonna be able to do it. And if you need help, just let me know
Oh, good. I may be,
and give me a call.
yeah, I may be doing that. I can adjust the photos with the program I have, but I've never actually done videos with it.
Question about, kind of on topic with that. So like on MLS, we can only post our offices, like pictures and stuff for like coming soon or just listed, right? Like
There's,
on Facebook and stuff.
so whenever you post somebody else's listing, it is nice to ask them,
Okay.
permission first. And like make it known that it's not your listing.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody in this office is going to let you post their listings. It's a little bit different when you're working at somebody else's office. So I would try to stick with this office, and maybe Thomas and Julian teach something else, so definitely listen to them above me. But I would make sure that when you post somebody else's listing, maybe ask them, give them a heads up, and
Or I've seen like other realtors do like courtesy listing.
Mhm. so you can, there's a little bit of a courtesy there. In order to maximize your learning, it tells me exactly what it's saying. It's never fun. Your Ignite faculty is committed to devote the majority of time on activities in class. Ensure you complete your mission during the phone call, having class videos queued up. Remind the agents that this is your new job. You should expect to work on your business every day, even one weekend day. Work whenever you want. You're an independent contractor. Of course, hit your goals, do what you set out to do, and I'm not going to tell you when.
Here's another thing that I kind of struggle with lead generation. Like, yes, I'd rather wake up and get it done in the morning, but I feel like people are most likely going to answer their phone when they're off work, like after 4.
That
Especially if it's like homeowners. Most homeowners are older, probably like 30s, 40s, and have a regular job. And I struggle with it. Because then like, okay, well, at 7 o'clock, I want to be eating dinner and stuff.
So I will say, people are gonna answer the phone 50% of the time at any time of the day, one way or the other. My business is mostly people that are above the age of 35 and have full-time jobs. And I have no problem getting people to answer the phone. The only time I ever have somebody not answer the phone is if they are like, who's calling me from an Arkansas number? Because I haven't changed that yet.
Yeah.
So that's a problem I had, and that was a limiting belief of mine as well, because people still answer the phone. So doing it between 9 to 12, if you're just purposeful about it and do it every single day, you're going to get the results. And maybe if you find out that this person prefers to be called after 6 p.m., you can make that note and you can call them personally, but people are gonna answer the phone. People at work, they're just gonna answer the phone, unless they work on like heavy machinery and can't have their phones on them.
And if they're selling their house, if it's posted as for sale by owner, they want to get rid of that house, they're gonna answer the phone any time of the day.
Oh, yeah, especially because they're nothing to buy.
Exactly.
So
And the
that,
expired list is really good too, because theirs expired and most of them don't know that theirs is expired. And they're agent.
Really?
Almost every, I haven't gotten one single person on the expired list that knew that theirs had expired, their agent had not told them. They had no clue.
How do you get, okay, this might be a stupid question, but how do you
No
get
stupid questions.
the expired listing list? Like, where do you find it?
You can go to your entries, to your MLS,
Okay.
and go in there and just click on the left side, it'll say active, expired, but
Oh,
don't
okay,
get your
so it's-
expired and just leave it blank. It says expired 0 to 30 or 0 to 90. It automatically says 0 to 90. Change it to 0 to 30.
Okay,
Because if it's been expired 90 days, I guarantee you another agent has already got hold of it.
gotcha.
So if you get them expired 0 to 30 and you call them, you're much more likely to get them to answer the phone. Because I've talked to a lot of expired.
Okay.
Problem is getting them to contract. Once they've been in contract with somebody else, they're kind of disgruntled, a lot of them,
Yeah.
because they,
that's a great way for you to swoop in with value and
Mhm.
positivity and
Yeah.
reignite them.
Well, and
exactly.
I don't know if you do the coaching, but Thomas gave us a chart that has like Keller Williams is way up here, and then here's all the other little ones. So.
This yesterday was the first thing I have been to.
Oh,
I literally
okay.
just signed a few days ago.
Okay.
And so, I haven't been doing anything yet. Not here, yet. Yes, I was with another company, but I was only there 4 months because their offices were closed, and the first thing they told me was, you never need to come into the office, you know, just follow this guidelines. So that's what I did for 3 months, was just find out everything on my own. And then finally I said, okay, the office opened back up and I started going in and I was just like, I need a mentor or something. I've been here for 4 months. I haven't had anybody tell me how to do anything. I found out everything on my own. And then when I was told that this company leads you through and does all this, and that's it. That's what I'm calling. That's what I am too. I am too, because this is already more than I've had in 4 months somewhere else.
That is
So
heartbreaking, and I'm very glad that you're here. I can offer you the support.
thank you. And everybody here is so nice.
That's culture is my favorite thing about Keller Williams. I actually left a year and a half ago to pursue a career in interior design and realized I hated it. And then came back. I drive 45 minutes. I chose to come back because this office and now makes sense for this. I can't imagine doing it else. Ground rules. This seems really late to go over ground rules, but arrive to class on time, be fully present, participate, respect different learning styles. I don't love that. Yes, respect everyone's learning style. And if you need to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. If you want to take notes on your laptop or tablet, do that. I'm not telling you how to learn. Just be a good steward of learning and education and be respectful. That's my only ground rule. Be respectful. And what that means to you, I'll let you take it from there. So be respectful and be on time. That is fine. I like people that are on time, but whatever. So questions, what is your job?
Generation.
Yay! That means I did my job. Who is your customer?
Everybody.
Yeah, everyone is a potential customer.
Yes, exactly. So everyone you meet is an opportunity to buy, sell, lease, refer, or become an agent. 5 categories. And if they're the become an agent category, you refer them to me, and then they go on your downline, and we add your profit share check and start building your passive income. So we can chat about that at a later time, but if you're more interested, let me know. What is your product?
Yourself.
Really us.
Services. Yeah. This says your knowledge, expertise, and ability to deliver a stellar experience every time. So basically what you said, just with more comments. Know your big why. So does everybody, this is a big question to start off Ignite with, but do you know your big why? Do you know what you're doing this for?
I didn't, I mean, at first, like, I knew like the freedom and, I mean, obviously everybody has to have a job for money, but it
Right.
was the freedom and working on my own schedule and yada, yada, yada. And then whenever I became a first time home buyer, like a couple weeks ago, and I went into the first home that I absolutely loved, like, it was like so overwhelmingly like joyful. And I was like, oh my God, I want like, now I want to focus on first time home buyers because it was like such an emotional feeling and exciting and.
Can I just say I got goosies?
Oh my God.
Because I love that. You got to experience what it's like on the other side. And I think that's really important for everyone to consider. Buying a house is like a huge deal. This isn't like just renting an apartment, like buying a house, especially for somebody, this is their first house. This is a massive deal and every single situation needs to be a celebration. Something that I like to remember is there's always room for confetti and everything is a celebration. So I throw confetti everywhere I go. It's kind of a big thing, but literally every single step, just like when you're becoming an agent, it's so exciting. And if you don't have the support and mentorship and everything to back you up on your journey, it doesn't feel as fun and you don't want to do it. That's the same with your buyers. If they just feel like they're being neglected, they don't have their wants and needs heard, they're gonna go to somebody else that can make them feel special. It's all about making you feel special and knowing why you're doing something rather than what you're doing. So your big why is what drives or what stirs your soul, why are you in the business, and what do you hope to achieve for yourself? This is your reality check. Let's get to the bottom of the reason you're in the business. It's time to be brutally honest with yourself about what drives you. What they write for me to say is just so silly. Let's see. So top agents can all articulate their big why, and you're going to be able to as well. And something that I want to stop, I'm not even gonna read any further right now. You might not know your big why right now, and it can change. My big why right now is I wanna be selfish. I wanna travel and I wanna get tattoos and I wanna go have fun and I wanna go see the world. That's my big thing. Some people's is their family. They want to provide for their family. That's great. I'm selfish. I just want to provide for myself right now. So everyone's big why can be different, and it's just about what motivates you. Mine is I want to go to Europe and Antarctica and see the penguins and go do all of those things. So you have.
Send us pictures.
I will. I had a big trip to Europe planned last month and it got canceled because of COVID. So COVID is kind of putting a damper on my big why. But, so write down the date 12 months from now. Now imagine the date is today. This is dramatic. We're not gonna necessarily do that, but let's imagine. So 12 months from now, imagine this date is today. Your business is thriving and your life is everything you dreamed of. Your customers rave about the experience and value you provide. Your family and friends are so proud of your success. You're helping others live their dream of owning a home. You're building a foundation and momentum for your entire career. You're the top agent in your market center or rookie of the year if you're new. You're poised to hire a part-time assistant to handle your 80% while you're taking care of the 20%. And you're on the path to what? Oh, that's the part where you say. What?
It's a big agent.
Yeah. You want to become a mega agent? I love that. We can help you do that. So you don't have to say your big why right now because, like I said, most of the time you don't realize what it is. You know what it is, of course, but you haven't verbalized that. So you've got it in the back of your head. You just need to tweak it a little bit. Thomas has a really good big why. It gives me the gooses every single time. He wants to end the struggle of others, or what does he say, the suffering of others. That's a big, big why. Like he's motivated to help others not struggle, which is great for him. That's why he is amazing at what he does and why he's our director of productivity, because he's passionate about helping you all succeed. So his big why is incredible, and listening to him talk about it is really fascinating. He was supposed to be teaching this class today. I am filling in, so you've got a rookie here.
Are
But
they like on vacation? Are they on vacation?
no, they're here. They just had something else come up, so I'm just filling in for them.
I thought they need somebody to watch their dogs. I was like, oh crap, I can't bother them. I'll walk up to with questions.
No, bother them. I've been bothering them. They're fine. I don't think they're on vacation. Allow quiet time for participants to write their answers. If you want to write your answers about these, that's great, and we need to move right along. So these are great questions for you to kind of ruminate on yourself and come back to it. So, I am going to say, let's take a 15-minute break because I need to use the restroom and we all need to stop listening to me talk for a moment. Let's take a break and come back at what's 15 minutes from 10:18. Anybody that's good at math? 32, 33, 10:33. We'll come back then. Good talk. Get some coffee.
Yeah,
Oh my God, we took a break at the perfect time. It's Ollie.
The office dog.
The office dog. I wish my dog was calm enough to bring me to the office.
No, he's pretty chill. What
Is
class
he
is
a
it?
puppy or is he like
full grown.
This is Ignite.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's Ignite.
Yeah. You just went through Ignite. Tell us about
It
it.
was great. It was great. I loved it.
And
Learned a lot.
are you holding a check? Is that a check?
Oh,
Two checks.
Oh.
Wow. Money, money.
Yeah. Okay, well, y'all have fun. It's awesome. I love Ignite. It's great. But anyways, yes.
I'm gonna run to that. Little boy for him.
one around the corner. There's only one though, I think, and then downstairs. Up to the left. Yeah, I think you just wanted that. So what did you do before you started this? Oh man, I did everything. Most recently though, I taught kindergarten for a couple years.
Oh, how'd you like that?
I loved the kids, but I was a first year teacher when COVID hit and then the second year of COVID. So it was kind of a mess of a time to become a teacher.
Right.
And then admin was just a little. And also it's like kindergarten, I thought would be like the perfect grade to like do because I didn't realize, cause like testing and stuff with the older grades, but I didn't realize that in kindergarten they test so much too. And so I think that was kind of hard because it was just like they were like too young for some of the testing that we were doing. And so I feel like they're testing more than we're teaching.
A lot of that's going on these days.
Yeah.
I have a son in kindergarten.
Oh, what's school?
Here in Ponder.
Oh, okay.
So he's here in Ponder. My daughters are in their 30s. My son is 5. So, but I don't know.
I love that age. Like, I just wish I could just do what I wanted, like with the class more so.
He's loving it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they love school, but it was funny too, because they actually liked some of the testing. They'd be like, can I test? Because they like the one-on-one time.
Yeah.
But I just felt like we were testing more than we were actually teaching them. And
I think that's true in a lot of the classes.
yeah. Where they wanted them to get by the end of the year, it was like, well, we can't be testing them one-on-one all day long because then I don't have time to teach the lesson. So that was hard. But before that, I did lots of different kinds of like sales. And I also worked at Michael's corporate office, like as an assistant buyer for the industry.
That's a good background though.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. What were you doing before real estate?
Spent 22 years in horticulture,
Oh,
10 years as an
interesting.
animal control officer, and 6 years as a nurse.
Wow. So yeah, you have very.
So you were a teacher, right? Kindergarten?
Yes, kindergarten for 2 years.
I still see myself as a kindergarten teacher. Like I
Yeah.
did it, but
You
I
have
want
the
to.
energy for it, for sure. They would love you.
I
They're
love
so sweet.
kids. I don't,
Yeah.
so
I
I
know,
see myself
I
going
love-
toward it. at some point.
I wish I could just like I loved when we had those little bits of time where we could just like hang out with the kids or like recess time. But it was just admin was like, they were nitpicking everything. So like, they were even nitpicking what we did with the kids before school even started. Like the kids that came in early because of COVID, they came to our classroom instead of going to the cafeteria to eat lunch or eat breakfast, because that was how they used to do it. And so we had like 30 minutes with the kids before class even started. And they were like, you have to do this and this, like you can't just put on educational videos. So this is started.
Yeah, like
Like, are you really gonna nitpick what we do with the kids before
That's crazy.
school start?
that's what I've heard from
Yeah.
everyone. I was friends with a lot of teachers in college, like people going through the program, and now they're all telling me their stories.
Yeah.
Just horror stories about the school itself.
It was a school, because I loved the kids. I mean, they were so sweet. And it's like, at that age, do they love everything?
Yes, they're so happy to be there.
Yeah.
And that's
I
what I
tell
love
you, you're the
about
best
brand new real
teacher.
estate agents, because while they're very similar,
Yeah.
everyone's just so excited.
Yeah.
Like, it just fuels my energy, so it's like me, they're gonna be doing brand new real estate agents or kids. So.
Yeah, I mean, that age is so fun, but it's like, the area too that I taught in was very low income, so there was a lot of like personal things that they were dealing with too, they were so young that they didn't really know how to handle all of that, or verbalize it. But you could just tell that there was a lot going on in their whole life.
I bet you're heartbroken. every single day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
So that was another hard thing to deal with.
Oh. Hi.
Hello.
Boo. Hey, nice.
Oh my gosh.
There's no star sticker, right? Good, how are you? There are no star sticks?
See any?
What, star sticks?
I guess not. But we have some downstairs. I can go get them.
Thank you.
Yes, it is down there at Beth's.
It's online too, right? So,
Yeah, it's always online at Denton Live, but sometimes I like having
yeah, I know.
paper in front of me.
That's why I am. I like to. Yeah. When you're my age, everything was on paper to start with, so you know, yeah.
Which is funny since I'm 26, like you think I would love
Yeah.
everything going on with technology and I don't. Like I was gonna be a teacher. And
Oh, I could see you being a teacher.
they were like telling everything has to be on technology and I'm like, oh, that's just not, I'd rather grade papers by hand. I mean, that's not why I did it. Ended up moving for Pennsylvania for 3 years and was like, I'm not gonna get my teacher's certificate for Texas when I don't know how long I'll be living elsewhere.
That's where my daughter's family is right now. They were in Pennsylvania. She was working in West Virginia at the. She's
A
in,
little bit of a mess.
so they're still in Pennsylvania when she got shipped to Korea. And so when they come back, she'll be in Texas, so they're all moving back to Texas again, so.
That's crazy that what her family as in.
My son-in-law and two of my grandchildren.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I guess I was thinking like her. Oh, okay, it's your daughter, so
Yeah, my
I was
daughter.
thinking, I guess.
He was in the military
son.
too, but he ended up getting a medical retirement. So he's home, he's had kids. And she's still in.
You're fine. Lena, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Well,
You
I
might be
think
able to
maybe
answer.
it's for you, I don't know. Do we, like, whenever I gave you my card info and stuff when I signed on, do
Uh-huh.
I just automatically get billed the monthly, whatever?
Yes, if you sign up to do
Okay,
direct deposit,
I guess.
or not direct deposit.
Like auto
Yeah,
draft.
yeah, that one.
I guess, because I haven't gotten emails.
Maybe ask Kara. That's like her.
My husband was like, how much a month is that? I was like,
106. $106.
okay.
We're back a little bit, but that's okay. Any ahas from the first hour and a half? Anything that really resonated with anyone? Anyone that stuck out?
I guess just really focusing on that 3 hours of lead generation and how important it is each day.
Yeah.
And to make sure that I'm actually doing that.
That's the important part. Put it on your calendar, but then do it. The
Yeah.
follow
So-
through.
Like, obviously you lead generate differently than us,
Mhm.
but so do you go pull your contacts and stuff like once every 2 weeks? Like I think Jillian and Thomas do it once a month.
So mine's a little bit different. I do it once every couple of weeks.
Okay.
So
But then
here's a
how do
little
you-
background about what I do. So I pull from Trek, I can see everybody who's applied to take their license. So I get a big spreadsheet of everybody. And then I just upload it into Command and then that's fine.
Yeah.
I just call that list. So you're just gonna look a little bit different.
Right.
You're
I
used
just
to it.
struggle with, and like they say, like, oh yeah, we pull it once a month or whatever. Which I get that, but then like the market's constantly changing, so I feel like in a matter of a week, there might be 50 new sellers or whatever. I don't know.
So pull it in.
I don't know the best way to.
Are you pulling the for sale by owners and expired list? I do it every day. I print it.
On
I
top
print-
of your, wait,
I
how
print
are
a
you
new
pulling
one from,
FISBOs?
because you can, you can go on any one of the for sale by owner sites and pull those. And like I take them from Zillow and.
Yeah, but then are you looking through every Zillow listing and you
I-
just get their phone number from the bottom?
I do.
That's what I've been doing, but I'm like, surely there's a better way to do this.
Well, there's gotta be a better way to do it. I haven't figured it out because I haven't sold anything.
Yeah,
So, but I have got to talk to people. So, you know, and I have got to go see a couple of houses. So little by little.
It's just those
I think
people
it'll
have their
help
hand
because-
raised.
Yeah, because they're help, now we have someone, I have someone that will actually tell me what I need to be doing. You know, to make what I've done so far actually count.
yeah.
And the goal is to have you enjoy what you're doing. So if you hate cold calling, maybe we can find out a way to teach you to not cold
And see,
call.
I don't
Yeah, me
hate cold
too.
calling. I don't mind cold calling.
I like cold calling
I'm
too.
just
I've never
like-
met another person who likes it.
Yeah, I actually like it. I enjoy it because I didn't know that person 5 minutes ago. Now I do.
Right.
You know, if they answer the
I
phone.
hate it because I'm scared of the object. Like, I can't think on the
Okay.
spot.
Okay,
And
so
we
let's
talked
throw
about
this
that
out the
last
window.
week on
Let's-
Friday.
Let's talk about it a little bit more. Why do you hate it? Let's get into that.
Well, half the time I feel like it's a waste of time because a lot of them don't answer.
And so it's not a waste of time. Why do you think?
And then just the objection, like I'm not quick to think of. Like I have to sit there and think about, okay, well, what am I, like, how do I respond to that? You know, like I'm not quick and witty and,
So what's a common objection that you get?
not looking to use a realtor. I don't want to use a realtor.
And
Or like, oh, we know one, we're just waiting until we use it.
okay, let's play.
But
it.
there's obviously a reason that they're not using that one already, like, maybe they're.
We're gonna do something really fun. So we're gonna role play.
No.
Ah, you're gonna be you and I'm gonna be a FISBO.
See, I'm like, I mean, I don't say, on the phone, but.
To give yourself like more time to think of an answer, you can always like restate what their objection is. So you can say like, I understand, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that way you have like a second to kind of think it through.
Like, I had to have all my points on the paper.
I actually
helps me.
wrote down whatever their objections were when I talked to them. I wrote it down and then I practiced what I would say if they said that again, if I had another one. And then after a while, you just automatically start doing it.
Yeah.
So we're
So-
going to get into scripts in a moment.
So,
I'll be honest, the scripts in here are not great.
Oh.
But there's some good lessons in here. So it's really important to go into it with a couple of objection handlers. And I'm
Mhm.
sure that's what you discussed last week in your
Yeah.
thing. Did you get anything out of that
Oh, yeah.
that is helpful?
Yeah.
So now the biggest thing is, I'm sure they talked about this too, but internalizing it and making it your own.
Yeah.
So something that when I first started, Jesse and I were working on scripts of my own. And what I found was the scripts all sounded like Jesse, they didn't sound like me. And so being a theater kid, I took the scripts and I read them verbatim. And you could tell,
Yeah.
because it sounds like I was reading a transcript of Jessica Nyquist. Which
Which is funny because I feel like y'all would be so similar.
we are, except we have different nuances in how we talk. So she would write these elaborate scripts and they sounded great when she said them. Yes, I can do that. And then I'd read them and people would be like, okay. So the biggest thing was, what I did was I rewrote her script verbatim. And then I read it several times and then I crumpled it up and threw it away. and then I just talked.
Mhm.
So take like a few points from that script. I don't know why. I also have a flair for the dramatics, being a theater kid. So we're going, like I said, let's just skip it ahead. But so what it says is take a few bits and pieces of each of the scripts, internalize those, really remember those, and then be yourself, because they can tell when you're being
Mhm.
disingenuous. They can tell when you're reading from a script. They can tell if you're just like cold calling a list. So it's really important to make every person feel special. And something I like to do is not even touch a script for the first like 2 minutes of a conversation. Like just strike up a conversation about it. I don't know if that's something that Thomas and Julie would teach. So take that with a grain of salt. And obviously they're the ones that are making bank on real estate, but I'm great with people. And what I know about people is they don't like being sold. So Work More wouldn't say a rate of 0.03 may be high or low depending on your market. It depends on what. That's not how you talk. So be you.
So are we not doing role plays?
Oh. That was just a scare for a little bit. I wasn't actually going for role play with her. I was just putting her on the spot. I'm actually supposed to be talking about. We get it. Big why.
Well, come on, let's get to it. If you don't know it, and if you're not sure what the script's on, you know what I did? I Googled, literally, forced by owner scripts.
Yeah.
And there are so many of them, and then I just wrote my own by stealing stuff from all of theirs.
So in the back of your book, there's a script book here.
Oh,
There are tons of scripts. So we are, like I said, we're
Okay.
about to talk about money, but there are so many amazing things here, and they fill it full of information that's super, super helpful. Like I said, I would say that you just gotta internalize them. That's the biggest thing with any script.
Yeah.
You can't sound like you're reading the script. But here are some rules of communication that I just found. That's fun. Ask lots of questions, listen more than you talk, affirm their responses. That's wonderful. Yes, I agree. And don't assume they already know something. They understand what you told them or they're done expressing their feelings. Always ask for clarification. So I mean, that's a big one. This is something that I learned from Jesse, actually. The person wins the conversation when they talk the most. So if you're doing all the talking,
Yeah.
that's you winning. That's not them winning. And you want to make sure that it's a win for them. You wanna make sure that they're asking for, they're getting the value. So if you can get them to talk about themselves and their wants and their needs, it's naturally going to go into how you can offer value to them. So I like to just make it conversational. And of course, you go into the real estate part, but start with just talking about them. Ask about their kids. Ask about their life. Be genuine about it. So that's my advice, and that's not something Thomas will ever teach you because he's direct and to the point, and it doesn't care about the warm fuzzies and the feelings and the emotions. So take that with a grain of salt. He might take exactly what Thomas, if you end up watching this, it's on me, and you can disagree with that. So just know that. If you ever need help with the warm fuzzies, I'm here for that, Thomas. And I would tell that to him too, so we're not talking about it.
It's kind of weird though, right?
What?
You said the purpose, why he's doing all this is big why,
Mhm.
something really emotional,
I know.
but it's not emotional.
No, he has a lot of emotions, and that's, so I don't want to make this a course in Thomas, but he is a very like emotional person. He just offers value. So my value is what I can offer you as a person. His value is, he is like a market expert. He knows.
I feel like he's like, this is why we need to do it. Let's do it.
Yes, he's more to the point. I just prefer to build the foundation of emotions and fluffiness and happiness. That's something that I got yelled at a lot in college because everything was trite. And if you know anything about writing, that just means that you add too much fluff. So I'm just an emotional person. And everyone is different. So if you are more of the direct, you just have to figure out what works best for you. And what I found in my business is that I catch more flies with honey. And by getting them to talk about themselves a lot, really opens up the conversation. I am not going to say what Thomas says is not correct. because he obviously is good. So, there's just two sides of every coin, and Thomas and I are very opposite when it comes to that. And I love him. He's the best at what he does. He's just the best at it. And Julian is more, so
Yeah.
you get a lot of the warm fuzzies from Julian. They balance each other out really well in those coaching calls, as I'm sure you all may have already known. So, yeah, I don't know how I got on that topic, but monetary goals. Now that we've talked about big why, what will it take to fund your life and your big why? So it says here to write your annual monetary goal. You do not have to say it out loud. That's not what this is about. I guess take a moment, write down what you want your GCI to be, gross commission income. Okay, cool. Now that you've written down your monetary goal, let's look at what it takes to achieve this amount by calculating the average commission on each house bought or sold. So this says that the average sales price is $200,000. In our market, the average sales price is closer to 367 or 370. So let's say that the average sales price is $370K, average commission rate, which is of course negotiable. I'm not going to tell you what your commission needs to be because it cannot be a set amount. The average commission rate is 3%, so somebody else did that. Anybody have a calculator?
Well,
What is 3% of $370,000?
11.
11? Oh, you have a calculator. Are you a math savant? So $11,000 would be your GCI before, of course, splits and taxes. So the average commission in your market. Oh, so I wrote it on this part. The next part is where you would write in your own numbers. So we did that. Average sales price is 370K. Average commission rate to you is about 3%. I think in our particular market center, they said our average is 2.75%. Up to you. And then the commission rate is 11. Your market center. GCI times 30% capped at, so your total cap is $21,000, including royalty and company dollar. I am skipping all kinds of steps here. The $3,000 is included below, so just skip that step. I already said $21,000. So your $11,000. We understand what we're trying to do. I guess that's the hard part. $21,000. I don't think that's so. So if anybody understands it, you can walk me through it. Otherwise, that's, oh, we're seeing how much we
We get our 30, yeah, we're seeing how much after all the splits we get.
I get it. So GCI times 30% cap at $21,000. GCI times 6% cap at $3,000. Let's do some math. 11,000. I would say journalism major role, so 3,300. So that is 3960, because we're filling in that way. I don't understand is what we're doing.
Per transaction is average 3,300. So we just need to get to 2,100 with that number, right?
Yes.
21,000 with that number.
Yes. So 21,000 divided by 4,000. That's about 5.5 transactions. Yeah.
Six.
So the whole point of me stumbling through this was to determine that you need to have about 6 transactions at 3,000 or 3% in our current climate of $360,000 to get you to count. That was a long-winded way of saying that, and I wish it would have just wrote that. Sorry. Alright, we did that. How many trans? Here's the chart where we broke that down. Skipped more steps.
Wait, what? But this says, oh, that's for your goal.
Yeah.
So the franchise just still stays, right? Up with the cap.
You cap on that too. You cap at it. So it's 6% of every transaction until you hit $3,000. So that you cap on them at different times. You typically cap on that one quicker.
So you start getting that six back.
Yeah. So, once you hit about 6 or 7 transactions, you are 100%.
But then coaching is still for the first year, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So great, you've got a big why and a monetary goal. So how do you get from here to there? Lead generation. If real estate was a factory, you ran a factory, you would know how long it takes to make a widget. For every day you don't lead generate, 90 days later, you can expect no money. We talked about that earlier. So I'm going to summarize this page by saying lead generate three hours a day, because if you don't, after your first closing, you won't have any closings to look forward to. All that page is saying with talks about widgets and step 1, step 2. They sometimes complicate things, and I'm here to make it simpler for you. I am a simplifier. 3 hours a day, 9 to 12 is my preferred time. So if you want to wake up at 10:30 and start your day start lead generating from 12 to 3, that's cool too. You're a business owner. Live your life, just do it. Do the thing, commit to it, and do it purposefully. Discuss the following questions as a class. How long, on average, does it take to get a buyer or seller to sign a contract for a sale or a listing? This is where you get some. Thoughts? Yes. If you knew what it sounded like, what would it be?
Well, it also kind of depends, like, for sale by owner might take a little bit more to get them to sell, because you're really gonna have to sell yourself more than just, oh, you know somebody over there that's ready to buy, they just don't have a realtor.
This says 1 to 60 days. Or more, depending on how much time you put into lead generation, okay, and how many appointments you go on. It is a big range, because like she said, there are a lot of factors involved. How long does it take for a transaction to close and for you to get paid? 30 to 60 days.
Yeah.
And how quickly do you want to get paid? How long can you go without a payday? That is a great motivator right there. And like I said, we don't have to talk about that together, but that might be something you write down just to say, put it on paper. I need a payday. So, what will it take for you to get paid so you can begin to fund your big why? What do you need to start doing so you can get that paycheck?
Lead generate 30 hours a day.
Lead generation. Lead generate every day, build your database of contacts, communicate with people about real estate daily, commit to going on a lot of appointments, and practice scripts. So something that they've done in past Ignites is, maybe make a buddy, maybe make a script practicing buddy. I here in my job, Diana and I, our tech consultant and the other partner of my success team, we meet up once a week and we kind of we call it like our coaching and script practice, but we coach each other on our goal. And then we also practice our scripts. So we go through them together and we role play, because if you're not consistently trying to make yourself better and always having weird objections getting thrown at you, I mean, it's just like anything else. Michael Phelps didn't get great at swimming overnight. He had to practice day and day and day, and he did that so many hours a day. And that's basically, this is a 3-hour-long class of me telling you to lead generate 3 hours a day. And eventually it'll get stuck in your brain. You're gonna say, Layton told me to lead generate 3 hours a day. I need to do that. I don't want to disappoint myself. So that's what I'm doing. Now the funnel, the lead generation funnel. Has anyone heard of the funnel?
I think we did a group coaching on that.
I'm sure you did. It's so the funnel, it's where the lead is at kind of in the process. So if we think of everything like a big funnel, leads come in at the very top. And they might be, tire kickers, they might be somebody who's looking to buy in 2 years. And the further the lead goes down the funnel, the warmer they are to buy. Then it eventually goes down to appointments. The funnel starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller. We're getting closer and closer to converting them. Then we get a contract, or we get an agreement, and then the contract, and then you close at payday. And that's the little dollar sign coming out of the funnel. Emphasize the statement. Ignite's focus is on prospecting for leads. Why can some agents make 100 calls a day, others fear the phone? Because successful agents follow a simple formula. Somebody read the simple formula. It's on page 30.
Leverage powerful scripts, build the relationship, ask for the business, ask for referrals, and come from contribution.
Yes. So it all comes back to that mindset thing, out of helping people and being positive. Look, it does say it in there. Focus on your goals, avoid attachment to the outcome, and you're going to succeed. So if you go into every single phone call just out of helping people, sincerely wanting to make someone's life easier, you add value and you add a positive light, they're going to remember you. If you're just that real estate agent that is calling 100 people a day and they're saying, I'm in real estate, you want to sell your house? But calling for leads is the single most important step in building your business. 4 powerful habits. Okay, so now we're getting into your daily activities, which, like I said, I touched on earlier because I'm skipping all over the place without meaning to. But we do what's called the daily 10-4, or you will be doing it here in Ignite. So to grow and manage your database, you need to add 10 new contacts into your contacts database every single day. So these are 10 new people, and you can find those however you want, but just add them into your database. And they might be in your cell phone already. They might be in an Excel spreadsheet, but making sure that you get them into command. And then once you get them into command, speaking with those 10 people every single day. And then the follow-up. So every person that you have a conversation with, write 10 notes. Handwritten notes go a long way. This was written a really long time ago, but I still fully believe in the power of a handwritten note because people aren't going to remember what you said. They're going to remember how you made them feel. I think that was Maya Angelou that said that. I quote it all the time. I should really figure out my source on it. But the thought is still there. So, you could have had a great conversation. They're not going to remember it tomorrow, but if you made them feel good, they're going to remember you as that person that made them feel good. So write 10 notes to people you know or have recently connected with every single day. It's really easy if these are the same 10 people, but you could also you could write 10 notes to anyone. No one's gonna not like a handwritten note. I also put confetti in mine. Like I said, everyone is an excuse to make somebody feel good. And if you open a card full of confetti, it's a good time. So, and then know your market, preview 10 homes for sale every day and visit 10 in person every week. I guess that's a little bit harder to do in this market. So try to preview as many homes as you can a week. But the big thing is know your market, know what's out there. Make sure that you have the market data to support what you say when you go into those conversations. So when somebody asks you a question, you don't stutter and stumble. You can be confident and say, the average sales price is this.
You cannot actually share MLS data, right?
No, so you cannot tell them what house is actually closed for.
There's like average home price as of today, so you cannot just bring the data from the MLS same day and share with them on paper, right? It's not allowed, I think.
Never heard that. You can't share what house is actually closed for, but you can say averages.
I think on my new member orientation with MetroTex, they talk about something like that you cannot actually share with them or something. I don't know what they meant by that. Like not on paper, you can share the data with them.
You can't print what the MLS says and give it to them, but you can print on there where it says customer preview, customer, because there's a spot on the bottom that tells you what you can click on that you can share.
Yeah.
It takes out some information.
Oh, yeah,
That you can share with them. You can give them a copy of that.
like a customer flyer.
Yeah. You just can't share some of the actual MLS information. because one, the MLS information actually has the owner's name and number and so.
It's like average home price, right? I have
Yes,
someone
mhm.
I'm gonna see this
Yes.
afternoon and I print out the actual data.
And you can print off from your MLS, you can actually print off a CMA and give that to them. And what's that is it gives them a general marketing information.
Yeah, CMA, okay, that's a big one.
Yes, you can share that with them because that's general marketing information for the customer. So,
So the Daily 10-4 is the Ignite model that reinforces the 4 powerful habits. It's a simple tracking method for you to follow and it's easy to remember. Daily, every day, at least 6 days a week, do 10 of each of the 4 activities. Easy enough. You'll be committed to completing the Daily 10-4 every day, beginning today. So the Daily 10-4 sets minimum goals for each day. Countless agents will attest that accomplishing this daily challenge will put you at easy reach of your goals. So basically just do that every single day. And Ignite, they're going to have you report those numbers and say, I made this many contacts, I made this many phone calls, made this many notes, improved this many homes. And it's a great way to see where you're at and how that actually affects your business. So at the end, you can say, I did this every single day, and because of that, I got this. And that's a really exciting thing. The best time to set an appointment is after setting an appointment. That's another thing that I've learned, because you're riding that high from the success. So as you're making those phone calls, if you get to 10 and on the 10th one you set an appointment, don't stop. Keep going. How complete? Grow and manage your database, add 10 people to your database with complete contact information. That is also important. Make sure that you have at least their name, phone number, email address, and home address. That's really important. Because then you can start putting them on a monthly neighborhood nurture, which is an automatic drip campaign that goes out to them every single month with super hyper local market analysis. Connect to 10 people, write 10 notes. This is exactly what we just. You already have people in your phone. Add them to your database. Call them. Tell them about your business and ask for a referral. Then write a thank you note for helping you grow your business. So the first 3 habits can be achieved with the same 10 people. And there's a great online way to track this. It's called thedaily104.com. I'll show you that. Welcome, Thomas Eves. Oh, I'm logged in as Thomas. So here, you'll go to the student dashboard, which I think is the only thing you can see, and you can log your daily 10-4. So you add, let's say Thomas was really great and he added 16 people and he made 6 connections. And then he wrote 9 notes and he only previewed 2 monkeys. Let's go back to the dashboard. Now you can see that right here and it'll show you the whole week. Yeah, so you can see if you are purposeful about doing this every single day, at the end, you can go back and see exactly what actions caused success in the events. So that's all this is. It's meant to be fun and motivating. Your Ignite faculty, your fellow cappers in training, and my tracker will keep you focused and on task to develop your success habits. So it's basically just holding you accountable, which is one of the 6 personal perspectives. Try it now. Oh, we already did that. So we're on page 35. Skill number 3, use influencing sales language. Find everything you are looking for. Go ahead, look around. Please let me know if I can help you. I see you admiring that large screen TV. Are you looking to have one in your home for the big day this weekend?
For open house.
No, this is just, it's confusing. Recognize any of these phrases? Of course, they're well-known and commonly used phrases in sales and service industries. Since you're now in a sales industry, your success is depending on your use of real estate sales language. So since we're first in the business of real estate lead generation, what we're really saying about, what are we really saying about our job? So talking to people about their real estate needs and the needs of people like you. there are two ways of doing it. So you can be entrepreneurial by just chatting up whoever happens to cross your path. And if real estate comes up, great. And if it doesn't, oh well, I'm sure to get a deal one of these days. Or you can be purposeful, which is breaking that ceiling of achievement and knowing exactly who you want to talk to, block time to communicate with them, and be prepared to have great conversations that lead to you providing value in exchange for them helping you grow your business. So those conversations can happen however you want them to, but you have to get to the purposeful part, which E2P is something that once again is harped on a lot. That might be on the wall, I'm not sure. But being purposeful in everything is really what's going to help you grow your business. Scripts are cool. The challenge with learning scripts is that it requires us to change some of our beliefs, actions, and most significantly, our words. What we have to remember is that growth comes from challenge. Think E2P. We have to change what we say and what we do in order to change the result that we get. I'm not going to disagree with Keller Williams, and you don't have to change yourself because, like we talked about earlier, you want to be yourself. I don't think that's what this is saying. I don't think they mean change yourself, but what it sounds like. So I want you to remember that you have to sound like yourself. A great script is 100% customer oriented and benefits the customer throughout the entire conversation. Ask. This is them telling me to ask you something. If we were plumbers and we showed up to work without a wrench, how is your day going to go? What is your customer going to think? Are they going to pay you? Scripts are your tools. How to use scripts. This is fun. Okay, they have a video for us to watch. Instructor resources. And this is a great place if you want to go back and watch any of the videos that they show during class. You can come here. So where it says student resources, you just click on instructor resources. So you can see all of them as well. We're going to watch how to use scripts. And I need to share screen. Oh, let's see. Where'd it go? Okay, he's fun. This is a good one.
Hi, I'm Jeff Glover, and I'm going to tell you the top 5 things that you need to know about using scripts. Step 1, you're going to need to get your scripts from a top agent in the office, your team leader, a MAPS coach, or of course, Keller Williams University. Step 2, we're going to need to do a total transformation of instead of talking and telling, of asking questions. Selling isn't telling, selling is asking a series of questions that leads to desired response. So instead of talking so much, we need to get in the habit of asking questions. And asking questions gives us control of the conversation. Control of the conversation gives us our ultimate outcome, which is an appointment set or closing. Step 3, we need to listen with good intentions. Well, what I mean by that is we need to listen to their answers instead of just listening to them talk and asking another question that comes to mind. For example, instead of asking a seller where they're moving to and then going on to the next question, how soon would you like to be there? Ask them, where are you moving to? And when they give you a response, ask them, what takes you there? Step 4 in becoming better at scripts is we need to learn to mimic, mirror, and match the prospect. What I mean by that is we have to listen to their tone of voice. We have to speed up or slow down based on how fast the prospect is talking. That means when they respond and say, we're moving to Toledo. Oh, Toledo, that's exciting. What takes you there? 93% of communication is body language and tonality. And that means only 7% are the words that we say or the questions that we ask. Step 5, we need to take these 5 points and practice them daily. If you think of NFL teams, they practice 50, 60 hours on the practice field for a 1-hour game. Our game is our presentations and our appointments, and we need to practice daily. Everything that we've learned every single day before we meet the class. When it comes to scripts, my biggest aha is that everybody has their own scripts. We're pre-programmed to have scripts, and we're talking and asking questions that are scripted. However, what we found is that most of our own scripts are no good. And so we have to learn the right scripts, the right questions to maintain control of the conversation. Thanks for watching KW Connect. Make it a great day.
Thank you. So in your script book here, there are a million different scripts for you to use. We're gonna go over some back in our my book in a moment. But this is something that I would greatly suggest you look through. And maybe just highlight some things that you like and then rewrite the script in your own words. I would not say, we're in agreement about the price. That sounds like all your questions have been addressed. Are you ready to move ahead on this? But there are some great things in there. So take that with a grain of salt, but definitely utilize all the tools in the toolbox. So scripts give us the confidence to do our job. It gives you kind of a jumping off point. It's like what I like to think of as a script. It's not exactly what you have to say, but it's a great place to start. They allow you to stay focused in the present moment, and they provide consistency in what they say. Are there any other benefits that you can think of to a script?
We're gonna have to think about what to ask, because you already have in mind.
Yeah.
So you focus on the answers.
Sometimes when I get into a conversation, my mind goes a little bit blank. So this is a great way to bring back the conversation to something beneficial. I also get in the habit of getting too conversational. So we'll maybe be talking for 30 minutes and never actually have a conversation about what we need to discuss, which also isn't helpful. So you do need those grounding questions sometimes to bring it back to what we're talking about. So that's super powerful. What are your limiting beliefs around scripts? I know everybody has them. I have several. So, like negative thoughts about
So
scripts.
that you sound like you're reading a script.
Yes.
You can,
Yeah, you're
people can
saying-
tell that you're reading a script,
Mhm.
but I don't think so. You can practice it that way, it just comes out natural.
Right. And that's, so you did the exercise basically. So you had the negative belief and then you turned it into an unlimiting belief, which is how you take that negative thought that's in your back of your head and you twist it into a positive. So yes, you might think at first that it sounds scripted and robotic, but you take it, you internalize it, and you make it different for every person. And like he said, mimic the person that you're talking to. So the conversation that I have with Brooke might be different than the conversation that I have with Rebecca. It's every person is going to bring out something different, and you just really have to, like I'm teaching like an improv class. Basically it is. No, you're good. So in order to internalize scripts, they have to be our own and they have to sound natural. So you have to begin by memorizing them. So this is kind of like how I did it was I wrote them down, maybe a couple of times, but I would write it down, I'd read it about 1,000,000 times, and then I would throw the entire paper away and then use it. That's how I like to do it because you're not gonna be reading it, you're just gonna be hitting those important facts. Wrap your mind around learning scripts by saying, learning scripts will make great things happen in my life. Okay, so here's their 6 steps to memorizing a script. Let's see what they have to say. Read the first sentence of the script out loud 5 times. When you read your script out loud, you're engaging your eyes, your voice, and your entire body, not just your eyes. Repeat the same sentence 5 times with a huge smile on your face. You'll notice a difference in your tonality when you say it with a smile. That sounds cheesy, but it is true. Something that I like to do when I'm on the phone with people is I do smile when I'm on the phone because my voice does change when you're smiling, and people can tell. Same thing. I do the same thing when I'm taking a picture of something. I always smile, not for that reason. So then you read the second line of your script out loud 10 times while smiling. Now for the hard part, put your script down. So I'm doing this correctly. I must have taken this class before. From memory, recite the first 2 sentences out loud 10 times with a big smile. If you make a mistake, start over from the beginning. This is where I'm going to disagree. So if you make a mistake, keep riffing on it. Because if you teach yourself that when you make a mistake, start over from the beginning, you are going to be in a world of hurt when you get into the phone call and your mind goes blank. So I'm going to disagree with that and say, when you mess up, keep going. Yes, that's something that I actually learned from Jessie when she and I were doing script practices she wouldn't let me stop. She wouldn't let me go back to the beginning. She'd say, keep going, because that's not what would happen in a phone call. So, and then say the entire script as fast as you can, 5 times, as fast as you can, 5 times in a row. There's got to be some psychology behind that. But your chances of stumbling and reading the scripts at a normal pace after you practice and chanted them is very small. So take what you want out of that. There are some good nuggets in there. Yeah. Okay, so, ooh, now we get to practice. It says do this with a partner. We're such a small group, we're gonna do it together. Everyone's going to take turns practicing the script. And I have a very specific idea in mind with this activity. I don't think it's what they meant, but, so go to the next page. There are 4 different scripts. We're just gonna have one person read them. Do I have a volunteer to read a script? Very short.
Sure.
Okay, so you just joined Keller Williams from another brokerage. So if you want, you could read number 2, new to Keller Williams. And we'll just see how it sounds.
Hello, this is Rebecca. Do you have a moment? I'd like to share some exciting news with you. Usually, I'm the one helping people make a move. This time, I'm the one who moved. I've moved my real estate business over to Keller Williams just because my company name has changed and the level of service I offer to you clients hasn't. My clients will continue to get all my enthusiasm and hard work. And as you well know, I'll do whatever it takes to help people. May I count on you to help my business grow? I didn't like the way it was written.
I feel like
No.
it's so wordy.
So wordy,
So,
and that's what I
yeah.
wanted to get to. This is not the point of this exercise. You're supposed to take these scripts and run with them. Their scripts are very wordy.
Yeah.
So maybe on your own sometime, you could take that script and you could maybe take out some chunks.
Yeah.
Saying that you've switched brokerages is a great way to offer value to your clients. There's some great information in here. Like it goes on to say in the rest of the script, which I'm not going to have us read, but your app that you have is an amazing, incredible, powerful app. Have you had your technology onboarding yet with Diana?
No, not yet.
Okay. So once you have that, she's going to go into great detail about that with you, but this is something that you can offer everyone. And so saying that you moved to Keller Williams and now I have all of these amazing tools and technology to help you, really put the focus back on them, because in this, it's all about you.
Yes.
So
I would be more apt to say, hi, this is Rebecca. I've moved over to Keller Williams. And I know we've discussed things in the past and mentioned a few things that we discussed and say, but we have a lot more technology and information for you. And I'd like to let you know, and I'm going to send you a link.
yes, and that already sounded way more conversational and you provided value.
Yeah.
So their scripts are great. And I think the purpose of them isn't for you to just take their script and read it, because they do say internalize.
It's a
But
basis.
it's a great piece of information. It's a great tool, a great resource for you to use and pull apart, rewrite, and make it your own. Because like I said, the way I say things is not going to be the way that you say things. The way that you say things. We all say things differently because we're all special. So now we get to do the fun part. So every day in Ignite, you're going to have some time to actually make calls. That's a big part of this. So we're all going to go on our own for about 15 to 20 minutes. So it's 11:14. We'll come back at 11:34. Our goal with this is just to talk to 3 different people. But you'll write down the name of the person you talk to, your phone number, the appointment, and or if you've got an appointment, of course, you'll write that down there. But this can be anybody in your database, somebody that you're working with already. You just want to have 3 different conversations. You can use their scripts, but really the point is just to start making those calls and get us in the habit of making them. So we're gonna make some calls. You can stay here, you can go anywhere, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna feel great about it. And I'm actually gonna make this.
My
I'll be with you in just a moment. Hey, Tommy, how's it going? I am doing great. I just wanted to check in on you after the weekend. You're welcome.
I know, it's tough.
Oh, where'd you go? I love Munster. Some of my favorite apple butter is actually from there. Yeah, it's such a beautiful area. And I bet it's even better on a motorcycle. Well, I can imagine, or underwater. Yes. Well, I just wanted to see if you had any more questions for me. I've been waiting for you to stuff me. All right, that sounds great. Well, if I don't hear from you by then, I'll call you Wednesday afternoon.
Hello, how are you doing today?
All right, thanks, Tommy. Well, you have fun and we'll chat soon.
Yeah, so how's everything going? Are you feeling better?
CUC.
What's wrong? Oh, I thought maybe it had something to do with COVID. Oh, right. Oh, I got you, because it's the, yeah. Oh, well, shoot. So are you working today? Oh, I timed that just right, didn't I? Well, I switched over from Century 21 to Keller Williams. Yeah, so I'm liking this much better. It's much more personal. Yeah. I'll have to send you, hey, I don't have your email, that reminds me. Yeah, go right ahead.
No, it's still
Okay.
my owner, and it should be an easy one to get. It
Oh,
just
that's not that long.
But it's on
Well, you know, when you put Rebecca Miller all together.
but, I called
I
her a
was gonna
couple
call and
weeks
check.
ago,
I
and
was
she's like,
thinking
I
about
got
you.
a newborn, so I don't even know what I'm price it at. So obviously she needs help,
Yes.
but.
I finally
Usually
just
it's
changed
different.
all of mine. I got so tired of adding a number, because that's how I started doing it. Started like from 0, 0, 1 to 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 3. You know, and I was like, okay, so I got to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I said, "No, that's better, just the 0, 1."
And I text her, and she doesn't reply, she's like, okay. and I
Yeah,
just
that's what I
called.
did.
Have you
It
done?
made it so much simpler for her.
I just quickly looked.
Well, we
and
finally
saw
all got
other
over COVID at the
languages,
same
like,
time.
religions, languages, like,
Yeah, because
But
Linda
hers is
really, she
on
didn't
the
handle it
green.
very well. I mean,
A corner
you know what I'm
lot,
saying? She just had,
so a little bit.
it got her down bad. Yeah. But Daddy was sort of like a champ, Garrett. And he could see everybody got his symptoms.
Offer you some advice.
Yeah, but I still have the pain in the chest and a hard time breathing, even though I'm cleared. Yeah. You know what? I'd rather have the actual immunity because I'm not gonna take the chance on what the shots are gonna do to me, you know? So, yeah, how did you handle it?
A lot of.
See, that's not too bad.
What do you have a buyer for?
Right.
Well, I don't.
But see, I know
because
several
have
people that have
farm
really
out.
bad reactions. It's the reason I chose not to do it because I knew 6 different people that had had neurological problems.
Yes,
So,
there is a.
you know what, that's too many to know personally. So I chose not to.
So use your office.
But a lot of people do.
This is your office.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Every single person.
Oh, well. So
Because
how
it's
do
true.
kids?
Was that your question?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, never,
That's
like.
good, because at least y'all are,
People off the top of my head right now, and I could.
y'all are getting past all this.
Remember, so
Or like whenever I call my Pistos, it's hard to keep track of, like, okay, I need to put it in my notes.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Okay, this one answered, she said that there's gonna go with an agent, like. I should be checking up.
Did you really?
I mean, they said they already have an agent for that, but there's obviously a reason that they're working.
So what is stopping that?
Yeah.
They're not doing what it is. I mean, it's been on the market. They're not trying to sell. is what they said. I guess they're not getting offers. Or they're not getting offers.
So what y'all do? Did y'all just go around the town and, I mean, did y'all just go?
See, like, that's, I think, is like, whenever she's like, okay, well, we have an agent, they're gonna work with later if it doesn't sell. Oh, okay, good luck.
See, Linda and I did that a few years ago. We just went out there and just,
Yeah.
got a hotel and we
Yeah,
actually
they're
went to the
just
jazz
like, oh, well, we have an
club. and, You know, all kinds of stuff, which I was surprised that Linda actually went with me in some of the
They wanna
places.
stay.
Because
Probably.
she's not usually one of the going places where they're drinking, but we actually went into a bar to watch a jazz band and everything. So,
Mm-hmm. I got my 2 more people.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You call it episodes? Episodes?
I had
oh, that
a
sounds
FISBO
fun.
that
That does
I
sound fun. We're gonna have to go
called
do
a
that
couple
with
weeks
too.
ago.
You know, we
So
were
I was
talking
just
about,
calling
all girls getting together.
because
and
they
going down to
said they were
Galveston.
gonna use a realtor.
Sometimes,
they're
yeah,
under
like at the end of the
attorney.
end of the month. Because everything's cheaper,
Which
there aren't as many people there, but the water's still not super cold yet. Yeah, we're gonna all have to do that. Now that we're all feeling better.
I've done a lot, like last week I sent out.
Yes,
Like, I thought it was
yes,
better to, like, really be sure about
I gotcha.
this. Like,
Well, shoot.
I know.
But you
I
know
know.
what? Yeah,
That's why I'd rather just
Since
go with
the room will already be
For
paid
sure.
for, we'll already have to
the
leave
people in
stuff.
my contacts.
So I don't think that'll, you know, you don't really have to have anything. That's,
In my database.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be fun. It'll be a girl thing. Yeah,
Yeah, because that's like my orientation.
Right.
tomorrow. We'll go on there and I'll show you how to find. Because you can't find stuff that. Okay.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, well, when we get final plans, we'll let you know for sure. All right, well, I'll let you go so you can get back to whatever you're doing.
It's definitely 0, 7. Oh, is it my number?
Yeah, one of these days, teach me to crochet, will you?
One second.
I've never learned that either. I'm gonna have to watch a video. I do better than saying. Oh, it shouldn't take too much since I'm in the fifties. I know. I know it. Well, at least it should make you feel good because you're as young as your nieces and nephews. See, that, look at it that way. Exactly,
And then go to search.
right? All right.
Okay. And then she like uncheck all those into expired. Oh, awesome. Okay. And then 0 to 30.
Okay, you too. I'll talk to you later. All right, love you too.
Okay.
Bye.
And then when you click on them, that's when it shows contact. Click. Scroll down.
I'm
Um,
telling you. I'm telling you, when I get on the phone, I'm just like.
Go to the next one.
That's for you. But it's,
Just all of that is like the listing.
Oh,
But-
gotcha.
you.
Okay, scroll up.
I look at it like this.
Sorry.
I forget. I walk in the door, or get in front of the corner.
The owner right there, and then you can go
Yeah.
Because really, a lot of people.
Put that face on.
That's right, I put on my retail face, but I did get one of my emails.
I have to log in again.
Okay.
Is someone looking for a house or buying?
No,
And
she
then
actually just got a.
Go back to
inheritance.
Matrix.
Her sister who passed away, so.
And you can copy and paste their voice or their.
Oh, this number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Copy and paste that and then put it in the rebind.
Leave it all of this.
Yeah.
Right here.
And I haven't talked to her. I mean, we text, but.
Just do it.
Okay.
But then it should show up, it'll also show up and give you the owners.
So you sent you friend.
And then scroll down.
Then
The one
or-
that's in, yeah. It's just, and then you can click there and there's.
Oh, awesome. So you can do it individually.
It's just like a.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
I'm
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm gonna start with texting with my contacts about the app.
Was her name the one who recruits? She, I work with her. She,
Jennifer?
Jennifer, yeah.
I mean, I like her.
But they don't do what they say.
I think, I don't know why, but from the first day that I talked to him, it's like, I signed papers, and then the very next time I met with her, as soon as I mentioned anything personal, she would cut me off and go back to, like, it's almost like a script, like we got down tasks we got. And I was like, I felt like it wasn't really as personable as it was. before I signed the contract. And then I kept asking for a return. I was there 4 months, and 2 days before I signed up for your. And I did call her 6 different times and had with questions, and she was busy, but she called me back. She called me back Wednesday. Jim called, yeah, but Jennifer, I had questions 4 different times, and she didn't respond back to me. for telling me. But to me, that was what told me that. Yeah. So I was disappointed, and so I finally decided that, you know what? I prefer things that. My niece actually came to work here, she works. So you probably know her, Gabrielle, myself.
Yeah, I love her.
So, yeah, and so.
She started pretty recently. She was in the last section of that.
She did, and Wayla,
Mm-hmm.
who I love, Wayla's my neighbor.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, and when you hear good things from people who are close to you, you know that's where you should go,
Right.
you know.
And that's another great thing that you can offer your clients is if you can build a referral network,
Yes.
that's the #1 way to start.
Right.
But how did that go? Did anyone have any successful phone calls? Leave any successful voicemails? Brooke is a professional voicemail leaver, I heard.
I don't know, I totally stumbled.
I got
Well-
my email I needed.
Well, good. I mean, it's all about practice and consistency. So, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and move us along because you've got 30 minutes left and I've got a lot of papers left to go through. So congratulations, you just did the most dollar productive activity you can do in real estate. Then it says to write personal notes. We are going to assign this to as homework, so go ahead and write notes to anyone that you spoke with. And then continue doing your daily 10-4 for Wednesday. Skill number 4 is be accountable to your big why and your monetary goals. And you need to develop a prioritized action plan. So to-do lists are not planned action lists. It's just a mess. Sure, you've got what needs to be done, but when is it getting done? Where is it getting done? Why is it getting done? To-do lists are great for those 80% tasks, but in order to get your 20% tasks done, we really need to calendarize those. So it says to make your action plan, you've got to make a list of all the things in your world that require action or resolution. Everything that's incomplete and needs action, whether it's urgent or not. And then we prune that list. So carefully consider each item. Is it dollar productive and part of your 20%? Does it have real relevance to you? If unimportant or not of relevance, delete it. And then prioritize. For the remaining items on your list, determine 2 things, their importance and their urgency. So the important things, important activities have an outcome that leads to us achieving our goals. These are your 20% items, the ones that are dollar productive. Urgent activities demand immediate attention because the consequences of not dealing with them are immediate. So in Gary's book, The One Thing, which I recommend to everyone, he says, what is the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? And I'm going to summarize the entire book for you. That one thing is lead generation. Going back to that. So my one thing every day from 9 to 12, I shut my door and I work my lists. That's the one thing. Here it says, oh, that's fun. It gives you a little chart. So the activity, return a call to a person inquiring about a listing. That is in your 20% and it's urgent. Schedule a training class on contracts. That's important, but it's not urgent. Your daily 10-4, important and urgent. Ordering new business cards is not in your 20% and it's not urgent. Putting marketing materials, that's important, it's in your 20%. Not super urgent though, no one's gonna die if you don't do that. Updating your Facebook, that's an 80% task. It's one of those things that should get done, but it doesn't need to get done such that everything else is going to be easier by doing so. Picking up your dry cleaning, not necessarily in your 20% task, but it is urgent and you've got to pick it up before they close and then leave it, right? So.
Question on like updating Facebook. Do you use a post manager thing?
I do not. I know a lot of real estate agents that do. So for my business, it doesn't really help.
Oh yeah.
So mine's a little bit different, but I know a lot of people do. I know Circle Pix is effective for some, but that would definitely be a question that I would send you to Thomas or Julie.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure how real estate agents are really winning with that.
Yeah, it'd be hard since the market is like, how can you plan a week ahead when homes are coming up every day? Unless you're just doing general content. and
There
add
are
that in
some
there.
great general content ones. But yeah, that's what I definitely would push back on them, coaches.
Okay.
And ask for their advice and opinions. But that's a really good question, and social media is an excellent tool, and if we can automate that, that makes all of our lives easier, because thinking about social media, like it says here, is not really an important task or urgent, but it does need to be done, and that's an 80% task. Something that once you get to be successful enough, you can hire an admin and they'll do it for you. That's a great lesson that I don't know if we're going to do today. Is prioritize your activities. So I'm going to have you do this on your own. So this is an important activity. Like I said, I'm not checking your homework, but this is something that you can do to really start building out your day, what your day needs to look like. Live by a calendar. So my calendar is from 9 to 12, I lead generate. From 12 to 1, it's usually when I like to schedule a lunch. But sometimes that doesn't happen. And then you schedule blocks for appointments. That's the prime calendar for a real estate agent. Of course, oh, there it is, page 52. It gives you a sample calendar for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So wake, personal time with family, workouts from 6 to 7. My family's not awake that early. At 8 o'clock in the market center, start responding to emails, call, role play scripts, follow up on leads, organizing your database. Not necessarily making phone calls at 8 a.m., but start following up. And then 9 to 12, attend Ignite, 12 to 1, lunch break, 1 to 2, appointments. 3 o'clock, it says to complete your daily 10-4, then respond to emails, preview and visit properties, home, family time, and review calendar for tomorrow. Now, this is a perfect calendar. This is what it would look like if everything was perfect. Of course, your day might not necessarily look like that, but it also gives a perfect calendar for Tuesday, Thursday when you don't have Ignite. So it's basically the same thing, except from 9 to 12, it's complete your daily 10-4, mission for your next class, and then lead generate. And then on Saturdays, wait, personal time, visit, host, open house, preview homes, daily 10-4, lead generation, lead follow-up, database organization, and board housing. Like I said, I'm not here to make your schedule for you. These are just examples of what. Calendar. Your turn, live by your calendar, time block your week now. So, yeah, I would definitely suggest, here's the calendar I thought it was. So this is the real estate calendar, what a successful real estate agent looks like. So wake up, personal time with family, workout from 6 to 7, respond to emails at 8, 9 to 12 is lead generation, then a lunch break, and then you have slots for from 1 to 3, attend appointments, other market center training, respond to emails at 4, preview and visit properties at 5, and then family time at 6 to 8. So that's what a perfect day would look like. And then a Saturday calendar. Who's going to hold you accountable? Who do you have in your life that's going to hold you accountable?
Yourself.
Yeah, personal accountability is a big one.
Mhm.
Who else? I can think of a couple of people. Maybe somebody that you pay. Hey, there they are. So your coaches or mentors, they're here to hold you accountable. I know that they are excellent at that. So they're here, and then your partners in success. So anybody, I would be a partner in your success. I would love to hold you accountable. And I will from time to time. I'll just say, how are you doing on the goals? That's something I really enjoy doing, is cornering people and making them uncomfortable. I'm just kidding. That is not something I enjoy doing at all, but it is something that happens a lot. And then you also, of course, have family members. Now, these aren't the prime accountability partners. Like, I would not let my spouse be my accountability partner. A lot of the time, TV is young or too much. So you want somebody that doesn't have like a necessary stake in it. But Thomas and Julian are like your prime accountability partners. And then also the other people in the productivity coaching program. So if you can make a buddy and start holding each other accountable to your goals, maybe start practicing scripts together, that's an excellent way to start utilizing people that are going through the exact same thing as you. So I like to think of it as a team environment. I mean, y'all are a team, essentially. You're all going through the same lessons right now, and we can save each other from some things that we've already been through, get advice from each other. That's a great way to start learning together. So maybe in your group coaching sessions, identify somebody that you might want to work with. Not necessarily business-wise, but somebody that's going to hold you accountable, maybe go to coffee once a week and start practicing scripts, role playing, see how they're winning with things, how they're losing. That's something that a lot of people have done. Rules for accountability partners. So it needs to be a safe place to share, obviously confidential. So that person needs to be somebody that you can trust. You need to go ahead and set frequency. You need to set those times, put that on your calendar and time block. Create the commitment and stick to it. You've got to follow through on action items. So if you say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z by Monday morning, you need to make sure you do that. And then on the flip side, the accountability partner is going to hold you to that. You've got to dig deep to find out why you do the things that you do. This one's a big one. Allowed to give and take feedback. A lot of us are really good at giving feedback. Some of us are not so good at taking it. That's something that I've had to work on myself. Listen and pay attention while the other person shares. It's the same thing as when you're working with a buyer. You've got to pay attention. You've got to really be there for the person that you're showing up for. So make sure that's you're in it, not just going through the motions, really being there. Having each other's best interests in mind and then respecting each other and the process. So I'm not gonna have you select your team right now. That seems wild. But definitely start identifying those people that you can start holding each other accountable to. So definitely Thomas and Julie are on here, whether you walk into it or not. And then start finding some people in the market center. It can be anybody. It doesn't have to be something in productivity coaching. It can be literally anybody. Just people in a piece of work. Currently at your stage in life. Oh, and then it's got a little checklist for when you do your meetings with your partner in success. So what's your big why? What opportunities for change or improvement surfaced? What will you do differently next week? And how will you reward yourself when you've accomplished? That's something you can take. Personal accountability, being willing to answer to be accountable for the outcomes resulting from your choices, behaviors, and actions. So something that we ask each other is, what will hitting your goals do for you and your family? But more importantly, what will it do if you don't hit your goals? What will that do for your family? And that's the one where they kind of stick in the knife and turn it. So that's a big question. And I ask myself that question a lot. So who am I doing this for? What am I doing for? Hi, you brought a baby.
Yes, but it's not a nice baby.
Oh.
We just came to sit for a little bit.
Hi, well, welcome. We are.
But it's not a nice baby.
Well, on page 61, we've got the agreement of expectations. So this is a contract that we're signing with ourselves. But if everybody could read this over real quick. I would love for everyone to sign them now, basically just saying that you're committing to being successful, you're committing to showing up, you're committing to doing the things that we've set out for you. Of course, this isn't going to affect anybody but yourself and your business, but this is something that's putting it in writing. It's obviously going to be. So take a moment, read through this initial, I'm going to gather them all. I'm going to have our team leader sign them, Jesse, our MCA signs them, and we will be back as soon as they're signed. I would love to say Wednesday. Feel free to have a burrito or some coffee if you like. Bill, you sign it too. I'll get it from you next time I see you. I keep looking at the TV, but
Okay, hey, that sounds good.
yay, it's Monday. Everybody's contracts. Notarized and legally bound. Like I said, no one's gonna hold you to this except for yourself. Thank you. I will get these back to you. Now, what I forgot is on page 63, there's also a family significant other contract. Now, this is not something you necessarily have to do, but your partner in life is a huge stake in your success. And something that needs to be taught is a class on how to be a good partner of a real estate agent. Because y'all work crazy hours, you do crazy things, and you donate or you dedicate a lot of time to being in real estate. So this is basically outlining the family member signs that they understand the time and activity commitment that Ignite Real Estate Business requires. That you understand that starting a real estate business workdays may extend into evenings and weekends. This is basically just letting them know kind of what everyone has signed up for, and then you've got a part to sign as well. I understand that my family's supporting me, so I can succeed and commit to the activities. And I commit to communicating my schedule to my family. You better plan out our time together. That's a big one. This is just for you and your homework. So if you sign this, great. If not,
You can keep mine. I have no significant other.
well then.
My 5-year-old, I don't think he's got it.
Well, we are toward the end here, but this is your action plan. So polish up your big why statement and post it where you can. It says to make it to where you can see it while you make your call. So it's there. You can see why you're doing what you're doing. Smartphones in the background. I'm not doing that, but it's great for somebody if that would motivate you. Complete your daily 10 activities. Start tracking your activities daily in my tracker, daily10.4.com. Go ahead and time block your calendar. Start setting out what your day looks like. Schedule your accountability partner, schedule time for daily script practice, provide practice with power statements and questions, and then prepare for the next class. So that mission that we talked about, make sure that you complete that before the next class. They're going to walk through that with you on Wednesday. Shane is your teacher. He's amazing. So the mission that was due here says complete any mission that was unfinished. I need to work on being more purposeful about letting people know that they have homework before this class or doesn't know. So that's something that we need to remember for next time. They have homework before Mondays. That was on. And it tells you what your mission is for your next class. So tell the world who you are with your KW presence. Communicate with your customers. Give customers a cool easy way to find homes. So this is start sending out your KW app. Now for you, it looks a little bit different since you haven't had your tech onboarding with Diana yet. But as soon as she gets you all set up there, then you can start blasting through and then start growing your database. So that's what it's going to start with. Here's a little homework for you as well. What are 4 skills that you learned today? What are the 6 personal perspectives? What are the daily 4? That's one thing focusing question. Like I said, I'm not grading you, so I'm not gonna find you in the hallway and make you recite the 6 personal perspectives, but it's something from time to time that we can do. Any ahas for the day? Anything that we learned?
I like the daily 10-4 thing tracker that we can use to kind of hold ourselves accountable and then even see like where we're at and where we can grow.
Yeah. Because with our coaching, we have the Friday thing where we have to input everything. So every day I have to like make tally marks of, okay, I contacted this many people. So the daily thing will be easier. Or I'm like, I don't know, I made contact with this many people, but I don't have any time.
So this might help you be more purposeful with that. Yeah. Entrepreneurial to purposeful. One of the 6 personal perspectives. We're living it.
And then the 3 hours of lead generation, it's not like I can pick and choose what days I want to do it.
It's every day.
Yeah, it's not really optional.
Right. Don't replace. Yeah. Gotta just move it to another time. Because that is your business. If you don't lead generate, you're not gonna have business in 6 weeks. We don't want you to go hungry.
My biggest thing for the 3 hours is I just need to sit down and figure out my list for the week or
Yes.
2 weeks. So that every day I'm not like, okay, well, who am I gonna call today? So then I'm wasting 3 hours trying to figure out who
Yes.
am I gonna call.
So making your list is not in your 3 hours of lead generation.
Yeah.
This needs to be done before. You need to know who you're calling when you go and start making those calls. Anything else? Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you to it. Maybe we get out 10 minutes early. Look at me go. Enhance your learning on the next page. It gives you some extra resources, all the things we talked about. The 6 personal perspectives videos. I would strongly suggest you go and watch and talk about those. They're going to say it a lot more eloquently than I did. So that's a big one. And then The scripts, like I said, those are to be taken and rewritten. I would not ever send somebody off for the script and take it. Make it your own, internalize it. Be blessed. That's the end. I don't know how to end this process.
Thank you.
Oh, and there's a suggestion log. So if you'd like to make suggestions. Oh, it's for typos. If you notice any typos, you can log them and scan and email any course corrections to kwhelp@kw.com. That's funny.
I would never have guessed you were a fill-in for today.
Well, thank you.
You do really well.
Thank you. I enjoy it. That helps. I would have liked to have maybe prepared myself a smooch more with the material. The math part's the one that always hits.
Oh, that's good.
Thank
It was good. You did good.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here, and I am so excited to see you all on Wednesday. I won't be here for the whole class on Wednesday, but I'll pop in.
Do they take these classes? Because Wednesday I have to go to a different orientation.
Yes, it is recorded,
So it's
so
recorded too?
you can
Okay,
go back and
great.
watch any of these at any time.
They'll be on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I can post them on the Facebook page for us too, if you want to just watch them there.
Okay, thank you.
Allison's the real biggie.
Okay.
Cool, well, I've got some homework. I'm gonna get these signed for everyone and I will bring them back on Wednesday. But if you have any questions, you can always call, text, email, Marco, Snapchat, carrier pigeon, just let me know. I'm here.
I'm gonna have to learn what all those are.
Well, we can start
That's
by
so sad.
email or
Everybody
phone
said-
calls.
I know what Twitter is, but I've never been on it, so now I guess I'm gonna have to start doing all those things.
I don't do Twitter. I feel like
Yeah,
it's
just do
so-
what's helpful for you. So not necessarily learn a new thing. I mean, if Twitter and TikTok, if that's not for you, let's focus on what's going to help you grow and help your business. And if you want to learn Twitter, we'll get you there. I can teach you the Twitter.
Okay. So she's not a people person? No.
Bye, Bill.
Sweet.
My house is dead.
She has like different levels. So